An old lady inherited a huge sum of money. Her family worried about how to take the good news to her. They feared that the savage
brilliant oosh and ouch. A moment you would always want to live. European football is back. European football is back. Welcome you on Channel 1 TV. Welcome you to 97.3 City FM. We are live on YouTube as well. Welcome. We'll just say you're welcome. The analysis is on. The game's already ongoing. But Ghana, have a representation of about 8 men who are waving the flags of Ghana super high in Japan. Yahweh J. Minta is here with me in the studios. He's gotten intel into whatever is happening in Japan. We'll bring us up to speed. But this is the Republic of Football. Are you a football lover? French Ligue 1 is on, the German Bundesliga is on, the Italian Serie A is on, and the greatest league on planet Earth, the English Premier League. Hey, Arsenal. Hey, Victor Gyökeres. Manchester United fans are bleeding already. Put this number down. 0549 986 996. The Manchester United fans are worried. They say Victor Gyökeres is scoring. Victor Gyökeres. Tell the guy we had. 0549 986 996. Put a number down. That's the number that you'll be sending your messages on via our WhatsApp console. We're reading all of your messages live on the show. We're doing the show with you. You are welcome. I am Bernard Abekoche. Coach Christopher Nimley with me here in the studios as well. Daniel's doing a lot to help with technical assistance. Yeah, Jamie so guys, you're welcome. Coach, you're fantastic.
Charlie,
Thank you.
how you good one?
It'll be so.
By His grace, we are alive,
Yeah.
strong kicking,
100%.
breathing.
Yeah.
Most grateful to Jehovah God.
Always.
You say that people say who is scoring,
Victor Gyökeres.
and so
United fans are worried.
that
The guy is a clinical finisher.
that
That United, had wanted the guy. The guy opted for Arsenal.
no, but the guy made it very clear. If we had qualified for the Champions League, he would have come to United. At his age, he's 27 years. He's soon to be 28 years.
Yeah.
So he's at the peak of his game. So this is the time for him to be playing Champions League football. It's something that we couldn't offer him. Of course, and then once we couldn't offer him the Champions League. And Arsenal, because we did several programs on this thing. And I was of the view that it's two things. If Arsenal go for Gyökeres, United will go for Šeško. If they go for Šeško, United will go for Gyökeres.
Yeah.
So that was the bottom line. So like I'm saying, it isn't that he turned down United.
Okay.
He wanted something that United couldn't offer him. As I'm sitting here, if I want something or I need something and you cannot offer it to me and you can offer me, I'll go to where you want me to go. So it is not a matter of me turning you down, no. Do you have what I want? You don't have it.
Okay.
So I don't bother. And at the end of the day, if you are a Man United fan and you are worried because Gyökeres is scoring, why should you be worried? He's a player of Arsenal. Your worry should be your players coming to the party.
There's something called ASU. So the moment United is playing, Chelsea fans are
a
in ASU
21,
mood.
22-year-old player is not in any competition with a 27, 28-year-old player.
Okay.
So Benjamin Šeško is not in any competition with Gyökeres. After all, at the end of the day, they are all working and they are hoping to be of help to their various teams. So Arsenal have played Nottingham Forest. And
4 games now, yeah. On top of a league. We'll come talk about that, Coach. I need you to relax a bit. Let me just clear this off quickly because we have Ghanaian interest in there. Is the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, in Japan, where Ghanaian athletes are to. This is the last event on the athletic calendar for the year, and these the major one, of course, and these athletes are to. From what they started doing from the onset of the season, it's expected that we'll see a good time, and it's expected that we'll see team effort to paint a better picture in terms of the time. What's the latest in there? I'm reading something about Benjamin Azamati, but I know you want to.
So this is the Republic of Football, but I guess for today, the listeners can pardon us. We'll make it the Republic of Sports for today. And like you said, there's major Ghanaian interest at play all the way in Tokyo because that's where the World Athletics Championship is taking place. And Ghana has 8 athletes competing in that event, and 2 competed earlier today. That's in the 100-meter men's event, and we had the preliminary round of the heat. Unfortunately, in the women's category, we didn't have any representation there. And yes, like you mentioned, we had Benjamin Azamati, who raced in heat 6. No, heat 5. Yes,
in lane 6.
No, in heat 5 in lane 6. Yes. And we had also Ghana's national record holder, and that's Abdul Rashid Saminu, also run in heat 7. There were 7 heats all in all, and the top 3 finishers in each heat automatically qualified to the semi-finals. Then they will jam it all together. The athletes with the top 3 fastest times also get to join those who have automatically qualified. Unfortunately for Ghana, yes, Benjamin Azamati finished 6th in his heat, and so he couldn't progress to the semi-finals. But Abdul Rashid Saminu, he managed to finish 2nd to qualify to the semi-finals. And you look at Azamati's time, it was 10.30 seconds. And in his heat, he had Botswana's Letile Tibogo, who is pretty much the most informed athlete from Africa.
21 and okay.
And he did well. He won that particular heat with Andre de Grasse, veteran Canadian sprinter. Andre de Grasse coming in 2nd. And you had Courtney Lindsay of the United States coming in 3rd. Then in Rashid Saminu's heat, you had Akani Simbini, veteran South African sprinter. He won that particular heat in a time of 10.02 seconds. And Abdul Rashid Saminu, he ran a time of 10.09 seconds, and he finished 2nd. Then Kenya's Ferdinand Omanyala, he finished 3rd with a time of 10.12 seconds. And so those top 3 finishers, all from Africa, the top 3 guys, all from Africa, they managed to qualify to the semi-finals. And the semi-finals will take place tonight. It will take place tonight at 8:25. So 8:25 p.m. You can join. You can log on to citysportsonline.com. We'll give you all the latest updates from the World Athletics Championship that's taking place in Tokyo. And yes, Ghana has a representation in the semi-finals. That's Abdul Rashid Saminu. He will be running in the semi-finals alongside guys who have also qualified to the semi-finals. Noah Lyles qualified. The top guns, they qualified. Kishane Thompson qualified. Oblique Seville, he had a terrible start, but he still managed to come through and qualify. Tibogo, as I mentioned, qualified. Simbini qualified. And so the big guys have all qualified, and there's a Ghanaian representation in there. So 8:25 p.m.
Ghana time.
Tokyo
are ahead.
No, they are ahead of us. So 8:25 p.m. Ghana time. Yes, Abdul Rashid Saminu will be running, and so we're hoping that he can manage to get to the finals. Then we'll take it from there.
But yeah, if I may ask, what was Azamati's time?
Azamati's time was
10
points.
10.30.
10.30.
And then our guy who qualified made
10.09.
10.09.
10.09.
You feel it's a lot?
At the end of the day, these are qualifiers. So normally, the qualifiers are not run at a blistering pace.
Okay.
Whoever is in charge is just making sure that nobody goes past.
Kishane Thompson did that.
Yes.
The Jamaican sprinter Kishane Thompson, he finished in 2nd place at the last Olympics, the 2024 Olympics, behind Noah Lyles. That's how he ran his race.
Yes.
I mean, he absolutely blistered the field, and the last 20 meters he was just looking around, just slowing down, and that's how he won. Noah Lyles won his heat, and he captioned his win as warm-up.
Okay.
So, yeah, like Coach said, if in the heats, you are struggling to get below 10 or your time is way beyond 10 seconds, then, it's a bit of a worry, and you generally struggle to qualify to the next round. And it's no surprise that Benjamin Azamati couldn't make it. I think he's done well, and I think he's emptied his tank in a sense that and this is my theory. I believe that drive that he has is still there, but it's not enough at this point. He needs something to a proper organization, a proper structure, and something to believe in to be able to get to the next level.
I get you. I
because
get you very well.
someone like Akani Simbeni, he's 31 years old. He has not reached anywhere. Azar Martin hasn't reached where Simbeni is.
Yeah.
But you can tell that he's more or less like he's run out of gas somewhat. That's how I see it. That he's run out of gas somewhat. So once we put proper structure in place, as in make sure that he's well catered for, I'm pretty sure that will be able to get him to kick on to the next level and be able to see out the final phase of his career on a stronger note than what is happening now. Because not being able to run below, or let's say around the 10-second mark, and running 10.30 in the heat, I think it's a bit too much of a stretch, and it is a bit worrying. But he will get to compete in the 4x100 men's relays. That will take place later in the tournament around 18th September to 19th September. So we'll see how things go. But fingers crossed for Abdurrashid Saminu tonight.
All right, that's great. So that's a bit of what's the reactions or latest updates, in relation to what's been happening for the.
The latest update again is that yes, the heats, the draw has come in for the semi-finals.
Okay,
and
great.
Abdurrashid Saminu, he is in lane 6. And he'll be running alongside Letile Tibogo, Andre de Grassi, and Oblique Seville from Jamaica. So these are the heavy hitters. And
for Tibogo, the inspiration is the mother still, isn't it?
Of
the mother.
course, yeah.
And he keeps asking the question, well, if mom was here, so I need to do it for mom, in her absence.
Yes, and on top of that, he has an entire nation behind him more or less. And just a couple of days ago, his name has been not his name. His image has been imprinted on the banknotes of Botswana's currency notes.
Wow!
Yes. Let's Bogo. Yeah, he and the Botswana 4x400 team, they won silver at the last Olympics. So on the left side of the 50 P notes, they call it P, is a P note, 50 P notes. On the left side is Letile Tibogo's picture because he won the gold medal in the 200 meters, and that's Botswana's first ever medal at the Olympics. Then on the right side, you had the image of the 4x400 team. They won silver in the 4x100 event at the Olympics last year, and so they honored them by having their images on the banknotes.
This is a massive recognition.
Yeah, and you should have seen the time they got to Botswana after the Olympics.
I watched that. The massive welcome, the whole stadium.
That showed up.
Charlie.
To welcome them. So
this is what you want.
Big shouts to those guys.
They didn't go after the money. Look, they didn't go after the money. They made the mark.
That's it.
And the country did what?
Honored them.
Somebody gives somebody just a microphone, organizes the press conference. Then he takes away $8,000 per match. No, you see, these are the sort of things. You see, we need to re-echo and emphasize and stress on these matters so that we tell ourselves as a country, never again. Never again. I went to Tumut some three months ago.
Yeah.
You know what I saw there? So at times when I speak with this level of passion and enthusiasm, and people say, why? Look, if you know the sort of pain and the sort of stress, discomfort that fellow Ghanaians, some Ghanaians go through, and you hear these astronomical figures being given to people for no work done.
For just a game.
For just a game, per game. So somebody like me, I'll keep calling on the Honorable Kofi Adams, sports minister, sports and what? Recreation minister.
Yeah.
That even the $4,000 given to the one who picks the cones and put around beeps, it's too much. It's astronomical. I have lived in the US
he
before.
Explained on our show that
he's not whether they are
he's not working. I mean,
whether they are not
salary.
working, the Black Stars doesn't work 24/7, 365 days in a year. As at when the Black Stars show up, that is when these people are called to come. That if you are there and you think that you will not go and find something to do to take care of yourself, you are waiting for the Black Star to show up before you feed yourself, then that's over to you. Because if you look at the work, somebody goes goes to teach.
Yeah.
The nurses in this country, people who are committed, devoting their time, energy, resources, intellect, profession just to serve them, they don't make such money.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that explanation from Honorable Kofi Adams, like I said yesterday on Sports Panel, if I was I would have told him, is woefully inadequate. It wasn't a sufficient explanation to justify why it should be slashed from 8 to 4,000. The best you can give to them is per diem. Per diem. Ask yourself, how many Ghanaians even make $200 a month? $200 a month. We are giving them free food. They are sleeping free. They are cooking free. They are doing everything free. How many Ghanaians make that amount of money? So when you slash it from 8,000 to 4,000, yes, 4,000 and 8,000 are not the same. But even that,
Still too high.
it's still too high.
What I want to do is
It's still too high.
I'll get a football person who received that amount before to explain in fairness, and I'll try and
None of them can justify.
someone who's honest and
None of them can justify. That is why have they not responded?
Oh, they cannot.
You remember they said they'll respond after the Black Stars. They gave, isn't it? They gave us a deadline by Tuesday. Today is Saturday. We dare them. We dare them to come and respond to what the Honorable Minister has done. That will be the end of some of them. That will be the end of the FA.
Well,
I'm telling you honestly.
I mean, Coach, you know
What?
what? I have a feel that the initial statement put out there, they were just semantics, isn't it? Because
That's what I'm saying. That
yeah,
you see, if you are indeed truly Ghanaian, the Ghanaianness in you will stop you from reacting to what the minister did. Those people there, I would never claim I'm more Ghanaian than them, but per their actions, but the fact that they could sit down and even think about such estimate to be given to people, if you look at the quality of the work they do. That's why I asked one of them, if you were the owner of the Black Stars, will you dish out? Look, I've done football all my life.
yeah.
You listen to some of them, they are questioning me. When I started doing football, I know of people in the FA who did not do football.
That's true.
I started doing, look, I have run a football team for over 25 years. If you ask Enimado, Sam Enimado, he will tell you. He will tell you, I've done football in this country and I still continue to do football there.
Yeah.
Because of their lack of profession. That is why when I talk, I normally don't want to put out my team's name. Because they can easily be called coach, that's your team. We'll deal with them. Because they are very vindictive people. They've done it to Palmer. Why is Tama Youth now? So at the end of the day, what some of us are saying is that you cannot use the resources of this country like this. I've gone to Tumu. I haven't visited everywhere in Ghana.
Yeah.
But the day I went to Tumu, Abe, if you see what I saw, you will speak more passionately than I am doing here.
Coach, I've moved around,
Yeah, you've moved around. And if you
they're
see,
bad rules, in all honesty.
if you see,
They're bad rules, and then they are scary.
if you
because-
go to schools, public schools, children don't have proper chairs to sit on. They are sitting on blocks, cement blocks. And then you give somebody $8,000 for organizing a press conference, that he's more Ghanaian. You give them $4,000. Look, I am trying to see whether I can get to meet the minister one-on-one. With all humility.
Maybe one day.
With all humility.
We'll try and
At least,
that.
the PA is my very good friend. I've told him I want to meet the minister.
Great.
I would say that's the Papa, if you've done the job, complete the job.
Great.
Because those people, you can, 8,000, 4,000.
Thank you, Coach.
If the American man give you $100, he will not dash you money again for the next 2 years. I have lived in America. I know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah, I know that experience too. So thank you very much, Coach Christopher Nimley. I mean, on another day, we'll have the opportunity to explain these details more. But let's revert back into the Republic of Football proper and talk about these European clubs and what they've been doing. We'll start from the English Premier League, and interestingly, the early kickoff for today saw Arsenal winning against not Nuno Espirito Santos, Nottingham Forest, but Ange Postecoglou's Nottingham Forest. Arsenal beating them by 3-0 at the Emirates. We'll talk about that, but let me give you a bit of an update. Then we'll get back to the Arsenal game, discuss it, and move to the other games as well. It's Bournemouth who are leading Brighton now by 0-0. 18 minutes, and Scott is on the score sheets for Bournemouth. So Bournemouth 1, Brighton 0, Crystal Palace 0, Southampton 0, Everton 0, Aston Villa 0. 26 minutes into that game. As well, for all games, commencing at that time, 26 minutes played. Fulham 0, Leeds 0, and Newcastle United 0, Wolves also 0. Newcastle is with a new man, Nick Voltamada, who also came under a lot of he was important in the transfer phase and his movement as well. But I mean, it's still 0-0 in that game. We are waiting to see if he'll get it on the score sheets. In La Liga, Getafe 0, Real Oviedo 0. Oviedo is where the Ghanaian chap plays. The one Christopher, namely Adon Smalls. What's his name? Sibo.
I don't adore him. He's better than those we have.
Fantastic.
Than those that Otuado were calling. He's better than them.
That's fair. But later at 4:30 in the English Premier League, West Ham United will be playing Tottenham Hotspur. There's a Mohamed Kudus interest in that game that we'll leave to talk about. Brentford will play Chelsea later at 7 p.m. or so. Now back in the La Liga, Real Sociedad playing Real Madrid as it stands. 10 minutes into the game, it's 0-0. Athletic Club will be taking on Deportivo Alaves. Atletico Madrid will play Villarreal later at 7 p.m. In the German Bundesliga, Heidenheim 0, Borussia Dortmund 2, Freiburg 0, Stuttgart 1, Mainz 0-5-0, Leipzig 1, Union Berlin 0, Hoffenheim 2 as halftime in those games. But in the second half between Wolfsburg and Cologne, it's 1-1 in that game. Bayern Munich will be playing Hamburger later at 4:30. We'll be here to talk about that as well. Cagliari in the Italian Serie A leading Parma by 0-0. Juventus will be playing at 4 p.m. against Inter. A huge encounter that is. Fiorentina up against Napoli also later in the Italian Serie A at 6:45. Fiorentina, Napoli. In the French Ligue 1, Nice, Nantes, later at 3 p.m. and Auxerre up against Monaco will be happening at 7:05 later this evening. Now let's revert to the Arsenal exploit. Now this is our Arsenal lineup for that game. There are games which are going on, now currently. We'll be talking about them as well. But Arsenal had David Raya in post and played a defensive forward of Magalhaes and Mosquera. Then played Timber and Calafiori on the left and right back position. In midfield, in a 4-3-3 formation, it was Martin Odegaard, Martin Zubimendi, Mikel Merino in the middle. Then up front, Noni Madueke, Victor Gyökeres, and Eberechi Eze playing for Arsenal. Chris Wood was in the attacking front for Forest. Callum Hudson-Odoi, Morgan Gibbs-White, and Dan Ndoye were behind Chris Wood. In the middle, a double pivot, Elliot Anderson played together with Yahweh Jace Mintes, Ibrahim Sangari. In the defense, it was Morata, Morillo, Milenkovic, and Nico Williams in the defense. Marcels in post for Nottingham Forest. But it's a goal for Real Madrid. Is that Mbappe? Yeah. Yesterday, Pep Guardiola spoke about him lightly. We'll come and talk about Real Madrid, Mbappe's goal and his exploit. He seemed to be gathering numbers again, this season. And it's strange that he's not, well spoken of in Spain, like we had the Ronaldo's, Gareth Bale's when they got into that space earlier. But continually, let me start off with you because of the Arsenal discussion you raised earlier about Victor Gyökeres. We're contemplating whether Zubi was a perfect replacement for Thomas Partey. He adds a lot of goal scoring to his game. He showed that in this game today as well, getting a brace, for Arsenal.
Gyökeres.
No, it's Zubimendi, Martin. Yeah,
he scored 2 goals.
Yeah, Martin Zubimendi scored 2 goals. Is he that perfect, we questioned because Partey has showed a lot of class for Arsenal.
He's a good player. Nobody should get me wrong, because if you are not a good player, you don't get into the Spanish national team.
Okay, so
that is one national team in the world that every player in that national team, even down to those on the bench, majority of them will walk into the national teams of other associations.
True.
With ease, they will go and they will command.
I think you should add Chiki.
Yeah, of course. And with somebody like that, somebody who is the direct replacement of in the national team when Rodri is fit, is the direct replacement to Rodri when Rodri is not in the team. And anytime he's been asked to go there and do a job in Rodri's absence, he goes and the level is maintained, if not better.
Yeah.
So he's a good player. But what we were saying is that he will need some time to settle in. But truth be told, he's had some bad games.
Yeah.
In the game against Man United, being his first game, we all saw what Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes did to him, declarized in midfield. They were completely non-existent.
Yeah.
We saw them against Liverpool just before the international break. They were completely non-existent. Again, in that second half, especially when Liverpool busted. You remember the free kick that eventually Szoboszlai scored from?
Yeah.
That was a foul committed by Zubimendi. It's because his body positioning was not right and he didn't anticipate better and he got exposed.
Yeah.
So tactically, all he needed to do was to commit the foul and compel Szoboszlai to do that extraordinary free kick that if you are asked, if he's asked to do it 10 times again, he may not even get even 1 out of 10, or he may get 1 out of 10. So he made life very difficult, but eventually Szoboszlai scored from that. Yeah. If you are a tactical man and you are evaluating and you are assessing the game, you don't blame him. Because if you look at where he committed the foul, I think close to 35 yards from goal. So you credit Szoboszlai for the exhibition.
Well, he's been rehearsing that.
That's been his trademark actually from his days in Germany at the national team level. That's what he does, and you could clearly see when the foul was awarded, Salah came. He left the ball. All the Liverpool players knew that if there was any player in the team who could hit that and put the ball, it was Szoboszlai, and he did exactly that. So when you again extend the argument to Zubimendi, he's a holding midfielder. So when you have a holding midfielder adding goals to his game, then you have to credit him. It's an extremely huge advantage to have somebody who is expected to anchor, sit deep line, receive the ball off the back line, and progress the ball, set the tempo for the team.
Votamada scores a new signing for Newcastle United. So Newcastle are leading by a goal to 0 against Wolves.
Exactly. You understand? So if you have your DM, that player who sits deep in midfield, not only orchestrating by passing and getting people loose or setting people loose for them, but he's rather taking up the mantle to be putting the ball in the back of the net. Then it is a nice weapon to have. We saw Thomas Partey occasionally when the games were tight. He came out with some splendid, breathtaking goals for Arsenal. So we've seen Rodri, of course, in the Champions League final, in very difficult games for Man City over the years. He comes out and scores some of these goals. So because when these players, who are expected to be very deep in their half, anytime they surge forward, the opponent really don't see them coming because you don't expect to see them in that zone. So if the opposing team is not up to the task and they are not awake to his presence, they are normally caught on the blind side and he walk in and then punish. You understand? So it is a credit to him, and it's something that if you are Mikel Arteta, you want to encourage him the more to do that, especially when it is that tight. There's no room for to cut opposing teams open, and you want somebody to come from the blind side and punish. He's a nice weapon to have. I believe, like I've said earlier on, he's a very good player, because if you are not good a player, you don't go get into the Spanish national team. And
replacing Partey as well in a team like us now. I mean, it's Ange Postecoglou who comes in. He says he's going to win a trophy for Tottenham Forest, because he knows that if he does not get into UEFA Champions League playing football and gets a trophy for Nottingham Forest, he's not surviving at this club. Because, I mean, what didn't Nuno Espirito Santo do where the club was and when he brought the club? But eventually, because of a little bit of misunderstanding with Maranakis, he wasn't able to stay there. Your first game against Arsenal at the Emirates, you don't lose by a goal to 0. You don't draw 0-0. You don't lose 2-0, but 3 goals to 0. Should it be a worrying concern starting, a job of this caliber for Ange Postecoglou?
No, I don't think so. I believe that, look, Arsenal at the Emirates is always going to be tough, no matter the kind of team or position that lines up against Arsenal. They are a very good team, and the biggest takeaway from that game was that they are a very deep team. Very, very deep, because you look at the starting lineup, it was quite rotated because of injuries and also because of player participation in the international games. So, because of injuries, William Saliba wasn't around. Because of injuries, Bukayo Saka wasn't around. Because of injuries, Bukayo Saka wasn't around. And so Mosquera had to come in. Then you look at the fact that Declan Rice was heavily involved in England games. And so it was Merino who started alongside Declan Rice. Alongside Odegaard.
For Arsenal,
alongside Odegaard and Zubimendi. And so it was rotated a little bit. Then up front, because of the injury to Bukayo Saka, so Noni Madueke started up front. Eberechi Eze came into the fold. He started. Martinelli came off the bench. And so you can tell that Arsenal is very deep, because they are so deep that even Ben White and their new signing, Piero Hincapié, they didn't even play in this game.
Yeah, that's it.
They didn't even play in this game. And that shows you how deep they are.
Okay.
Odegaard suffered an injury, I think, to his shoulder, and he had to be substituted. Ethan Nwaneri came in. So they have players. They are deep.
You make the argument that Arsenal is deep now.
Yeah, they are very, very deep. They are very deep. And back in the day, when there was an injury to Bukayo Saka and another player, there was a bit of panic all around. But this time around, you look at how they've assembled the squad. Injuries, I don't think will be an issue for Arsenal this season. And I like the fact that Arteta, he managed this situation in the sense that back in the day, Declan Rice will go and play heavy minutes for England. Then the immediate game after, he's put right into the starting lineup. Despite other players being capable of handling those duties, particularly against teams that you expect Arsenal to beat, against teams that wouldn't necessarily prove problematic for Arsenal. But you won't get the quote-unquote backups starting in place of the usual starters. Because, one, there was always that little bit of fear or worry that the backups weren't good enough. Because back in the day, the backup was the washed version of Jorginho. There was Fabio Vieira in there.
Gabriel Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus. So
Zinchenko.
So there was always a bit of worry. But this time around, you can sense that there's more confidence in Arteta going to his bench and trusting that they'll be able to get the job done. And so I like the fact that he didn't prove a bit stubborn, and he was the situation and he made the call, and it was the right call. I mean, starting Declan Rice off the bench is good. Starting Odegaard is good, because though he played for Norway, he didn't play throughout their last game against Moldova. They beat them by 11-0?
11-1.
11-1. So he didn't play the entire game. So he got a bit of rest. So in that sense, if you start him, that's fine. But once he got injured, they brought in Ethan Nwaneri. And so it just tells you how deep this squad is. And look, Eze was a bit ponderous.
But it's not looking good for Odegaard, because you see the game against Leeds United, he had the same injury.
Same injury,
and against Liverpool, that was when he didn't start against Liverpool, and now the same thing. The same shoulder injury again. I
think his position, he needs to step up. Otherwise, Arteta at this point in time, he's under a lot of pressure. He might be forced to start him off the bench. If he doesn't improve. Aside the whole injury situation, he needs to ensure that he plays consistently well, because last season wasn't a good showing. And last season, even with they having more or less like a shallow bench, that's the reason why he was playing consistently.
Yeah.
This time around, there isn't much room for that. If he does not improve his performances, coupled with all the injuries that he's picking up, he's the captain. But there might come a time where he'll be starting off the bench. And I don't think even he would have any problem with it because he knows what is at stake. He knows what is at stake. So for me, that was the biggest thing I took out from this game. Good, very, very good strike from Martins Zubimendi to get the first of 2 goals.
Yeah.
It's a strike that you expect from a guy who is technical. And like Coach said, if you are not good, you won't make it to the Spanish national team. The last thing you check, I mean, the first and the most fundamental thing that you check in terms of the boxes to get to that level, the Spanish national team, is your technique.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's your technique. And you look at how he struck that ball, the technique was on point. I love what Noni Madueke brought to the table. He's justified his inclusion as a guy who's ready to step in and take up the challenge in the absence of Bukayo Saka. I think he did very well.
Great.
And yes, Gyökeres has bagged his 3rd goal. I love the build-up in the lead-up to that goal. Very direct, very simple, and not too ponderous and a little bit too workman-like. I think it was just straightforward football, and they were able to punish Nottingham Forest. But I don't think Nottingham Forest losing 3-0 to Arsenal away from home in the first game under Ange Postecoglou, I don't think it's too much of a worry. I think they will be just fine. I think they will be just fine. But good win for Arsenal. After the first goal, they really started to get in on their own. Became a bit more expressive. The first 40 before the goal came, first 40 minutes, first 30 minutes, they were a bit tight. But once the goal came in from Zubimendi, you could just sense that they were a little bit more confident and a little bit relaxed and at ease. And then they became more expressive and created multiple chances to even score more than the 3 that they had. But all in all, good win for Arteta and his boys.
Great. I'll be getting to you, Kobina. I want to pick some few messages on our cause. So we're doing this with you on 0549 986 996 on our WhatsApp console. We are live on Channel 1 TV. We are live on our YouTube platform. So you go to YouTube and that's City Sports Ghana, and you have the live feed from there. Plus, we are also live on X at City Sports GHA. You can fetch a link there as well to follow us on YouTube. Then we are live on radio 97.3 City FM. So across all our platforms, you can get us live and share your thoughts in relation to all that's been happening so far. I'll read a few of your messages. Sweet Kwame says, you can't blame Ange Postecoglou already. Arsenal were dominant and the Forest players sabotaged him. Well, you think so? That's interesting. He says, Samayon is a fraud. He has an assist at Bournemouth. You cannot say that. Wilson Klopp says, so nothing is working in this country? I think he's asking a question. And, Kwame also comes and congratulates Samino and says, well, Azamati is behaving like he's a fraud. Let me read for you on our WhatsApp console as Raymond, the Decoder Insight our community first says, good afternoon, the Republic of Football. Real Madrid 3, Real Sociedad 1, and Brighton 2, Bournemouth 3. Uche, listening live from Kanishi, says, Manchester United will finish Manchester City tomorrow. The last time Arsenal won the English Premier League, Nokia phone was the leading phone, and Snake Game was the popular game. I guess Arsenal were born to be second, no matter anything that happens. Avino from Akosomo says, Bernard, I greet you. Says Bernard, I agree with you that Arsenal and Chelsea have enough players this season, so they won't be affected by injuries. Okay. Mutala says, Bernard Abeko, good afternoon to you guys on the Republic of Football. Please, where's Benjamin Nketiah, the fundamental man? I miss him. Oh, Ben is good. You'll be hearing from him very, very soon. It says, good show. And, better luck to all of you guys, he indicates. 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Your WhatsApp line to send the messages through. Let us have you on that. Come on, you think Ange Postecoglou is going to last to the end of this campaign?
It just depends on the kind of results that he put in for Forest. I'm sure they are going to compare him to what Nuno Espirito Santo did at Forest. They are just going to compare to see how best he's going to do. But for now, he shouldn't make the pressure be on him because, as Yao said, he was playing against Arsenal at the Etihad and losing a 3-0. You should know you are meeting this Arsenal side who lost against Liverpool in their last game. So I'm sure they wanted to win this game, and also playing home, they'll do their best to make their fans happy. So he shouldn't be so concerned about it. He should just make sure he's able to bounce back for them to get the necessary result that they need. So I don't think there will be a lot of pressure on him like that, but he just needs to grind and get the results for Forest, or else I'm sure the boss will just sack him.
Oh, wow, I mean, he's a boss that's...
You see,
adds a bit of
let me just have a quick
emotions,
bite at that. I think let's not be carried away about what Nuno Espirito did at Nottingham Forest. We've known them for years. Last season was one of their best ever season. For over 20, 30 years plus. The question is, can they repeat? Even under Nuno, what was the guarantee? They lost their last game under Nuno, 3-0. You remember? Against West Ham. That will happen. They lost. And if you look at the manner in which they lost that game to Newcastle, they just crumpled in the space of 10 minutes. And that was shocking under Nuno Espirito. So maybe the players themselves are not in the right frame of mind because of the hula baloo that was going on between Nuno and the owner of the club.
Absolutely.
This team, as you see or have there today, is Nuno's team. They've been bought to play a certain style of football. What Ange cannot afford to do is to impose that high-octane style of football on them. To every formation or system in football, there is the defensive and the attacking aspect of it.
Absolutely.
You can play 4-4-2 attacking, 4-4-2 defensive, 4-2-3-1 attack. So what he needs to do, because he's been brought in after the first 3 or 4 games? 3 games.
3 games.
So out of a possible 38 games, he's been brought in to manage 35. So rather, and he's coming into a team that is of low confidence as we speak. Because they lost their last game. Under Nuno in 3 games, did they even win any? Somebody has been shown the red card. A Real Madrid player has been shown a red card. Something like that.
Is it hoisting?
I think it looks like it. Let's see what happens. It's looking more like it. Maybe Cavalla, who is the captain of Real Madrid, is trying to argue it out. Let's see what happens.
No, I don't think it's a red card.
No,
he wasn't the last
He wasn't the last man.
Because of the other player.
But you see, he's fan of doing that.
That's hoisting, isn't it?
He's fan of doing that. You remember he did the same thing in the World Club Championship. Very bad way of defending. He's not anticipating better. He's not reading the trajectory or the flight of the ball better.
And yes, you can make an argument that he was Oyarzabal had a direct path to go.
Yeah.
And yes, by impeding him, yes, that's a red card offense.
Yeah.
But you have to ask yourself, Oyarzabal,
what sort of pace has he got?
Yeah, exactly. Would he be able to
run past? But I mean, Coach, those are anticipations too.
No, but you see,
feeds into your
that
decision.
is why you you prepare for your opponent. These are things that goes into the preparation of the opponent.
Yeah. It's a red card.
It stands.
Yeah.
The red card stands.
Whilst Alonso keeps complaining,
Alonso is furious.
I'm sending his red card.
Maybe,
but is it red card?
Maybe they are looking at the gap between him and the other Real Madrid player.
He's gone.
It's a red card.
He's gone.
They are looking at him and the other Real Madrid player.
You feel
Alonso too has been shown a yellow card.
You feel we should go and watch VAR for that? Because
No,
I mean,
your
your
argument-
They watched
They
it,
watched it.
because
So-
once it was a direct red card, VAR would try and intervene.
Absolutely.
And they've looked at it, and I'm sure the main issue here, yes, there was another Real Madrid player, but was he?
Distance.
I think he was more than 15 yards away from the scene.
So,
If that's the case, then that's a red card.
Okay.
But if he was a bit closer, then you could argue out that they were two trying to deal with the situation. But like I said, that particular defender, he's fan of doing that. He's fan of doing that.
England before. Well, would this have any impact on the Madrid game? Now, I know we'll return a bit for you to wrap up on
It should, because how many minutes have they played?
this 33 minutes.
33 minutes. So the rest of the game, 10 against 11. Imagine Real Madrid 10 against 11 against Barcelona.
Barcelona is a different ball game.
They take a minimum of 8.
Coach, don't do that.
Yeah. And now, you
that
see,
they can
at
possess
this
the
stage
ball.
now, everybody has a defensive role to play. Mbappe and Vinicius, who are the natural
I
outlets.
think now it's going to be 4-4-1
In
to
space.
allow Mbappe use his space up front, so they all gather back in defending. Because that's
but tactically, a change has to be made,
okay.
because the one who's been sent off is one of your centre back, and what you cannot afford to do is to withdraw Tchouaméni into centre back and leave a gap in the middle.
Okay.
Because Tchouaméni was playing alongside Adagule. Adagule, you know, tactically is not a ball winner. He's a very good ball distributor,
Progressor.
technically good progressor of the ball. He doesn't win. You see, the centre back pair now is in 6s and 7s. And the Espanyol are attacking from all angles. They are very incessant in their approach since the red card. So I think this is a very, very good test for Real Madrid, and let's see how they'll be able to navigate it for the rest of the game.
Great.
So back to what I was talking about.
Yeah,
on
just
Ange.
wrap it up on
So
Ange.
he needs to be a bit smart. There'll be enough time to get your identity across to these players. But you walk into the team low in confidence. They've just lost their manager. It was coming. Eventually, it happened. The manager has been sacked. You've walked in there. You need to get everybody to start on a clean state, and you need to build from the strength of the players. You need to use the players' ability and see how well they will fit into your demands as a coach. I think this is Arsenal. You don't want to read too much meaning into that.
Okay.
Arsenal on their day can beat any team 3-0.
Yeah.
On their day, they are capable of beating even Liverpool 3-0.
On their day. Yeah.
On their day. They are that good a team. So if they've gone and they've lost 3-0 to he quickly needs to come back, get them to relax, because don't forget they are in Europe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the
Champions League starts
Next week.
Next week.
Conference League, everything start next week. So there will be enough games to get him to fix that. That is what he should be happy about, and I think they will be fine. They are not. I just don't see them being a team that will be in danger at all.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest, they are in the Europa League.
Yeah,
And
Europa.
so, yeah,
They are in the Europa League.
they're in the Europa League. So they will get to.
But
But
there are a lot of messages for you
yeah,
guys.
but
Sorry
watching,
to-
but watching the replay, Housen made a mistake.
Yeah.
It was
He
a
should
big
have-
mistake.
He should
Even
have
there
just
was a-
let, he had just
he would have
allowed
caught him.
Militao to just
come
close in
come
on him,
across, close
and
him
he
and
rather
come
go
across.
to the other side or offer cover. It was very poor decision that he took, and now he's cost his team.
He's a Spanish defender too. He's a Spanish
The numbers
international.
game, and so yeah, it makes life very difficult for Real Madrid, especially this early on in the game, knowing very well that we also said that they can possess the ball a ton and they can make you work around the pitch and tire you out and potentially lead to those mental lapses that could end up affecting Real Madrid's chances of getting a win in this game.
Well, it's halftime in the other games that's happening in the Premier League. For the Madrid game, it's 80 minutes now in play, and they are still pressuring. Real Sociedad is still pressuring Madrid because of the numerical advantage on their side. Bournemouth 1, Brighton 0 in the English Premier League. Crystal Palace 0, Sunderland 0.
Look at what this guy has also done. He's also gotten himself booked.
Oh, somebody's got himself booked.
Okay, the referee has pardoned him.
Okay. All right. So, Crystal Palace 0, Sunderland 0, Everton 0, Villa 0, so Fulham 0, Leeds United 0, Newcastle United 1, Wolves 0. There's a question for for coach on Chelsea, but because the Chelsea game is today, we'll get to talk about that later, a little bit into 3 p.m. Getafe 2, Real Oviedo 0. Game is finished, and it's interesting. It's interesting, what transpired in that game.
Sibo didn't play.
Sibo didn't play because
he didn't play.
Yeah. He had just returned from international break and all of that. So, Real Sociedad Madrid game is what we touched on. Atletico Club were playing Deportivo Alaves later for 4:30. There's Atletico Madrid via Real Assault. But in the German Bundesliga, it's 63 minutes in the Heidenheim and Borussia Dortmund game. Dortmund leading by 2-0. Stuttgart leading Freiburg by 1-0. And Mainz 05, losing against Leipzig. Leipzig leading by 1-0. Hoffenheim have 3-goal advantage over Union Berlin. It's 3-1 in that game as it stands. Wolfsburg and Cologne is 1-1 now. It's 56 minutes in that game. Cagliari in the Italian Serie A beating Parma is 2-0. Just some few minutes at the end of the game, 90+5 in that game. So that's the happenings across Europe. 0549 986 996, your WhatsApp line. Join us and let's have your thoughts in relation to all that's been happening. Coach, we observed the Newcastle game, and Voltamades.
That was a very bad goal to concede. I think the defender simply went to sleep because he knew he was with the attacker. He was the obvious choice. Look at that. You cannot be jumping for the sake of jumping. Okay? You should be jumping with an intent. You should be jumping with an intent. He had a striker very close to him. He could feel him. He could feel his presence. He knew he was there. And, I mean, this is unacceptable at this level. Normally, you want to be completely out of every chance of getting to the ball. But he had the chance. All he needed to do was, normally as a defender, when you are watching the cross coming, you need to keep your hand around the attacker a bit. Not pull him, but keep your hand around him so that you feel his presence. And if you look at what happened there, he didn't feel his presence at all. So he allowed the striker the freedom to move away from him. And once the delivery was that good and the striker has anticipated the trajectory of the ball better, it was an absolutely free header. And if I'm the head coach, I'll be furious. If I'm the head coach, I'll be very, very furious at that level of defending. I mean, it shouldn't be happening at this level. It just shouldn't be happening.
Bournemouth leads Brighton by 1-0, and is Antoine Semenyo who's giving an assist. And people think that when it comes to Ghana in the national sector, he does not, have these kind of games. He goes back to Europe and seems to be finding his assist boots and scoring and all of that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, before I even get to the Semenyo bit, with Waldmad, I think that's a good response to coming in into Newcastle from Stuttgart as the record transfer signing, because he signed for 90 million euros, and former Bayern Munich president Uli Hoeneß criticized him for that. Look, he's not worth 90 million euros. He's not worth 90 million euros. But we understand the dynamics in football these days, because he has a contract. He had a contract with Stuttgart, multi-year contract with Stuttgart. And so if you are buying him, then it means you have more or less buying him out of contract. And so it will definitely be expensive. And on top of that, they know that you are desperate.
And because they were not only desperate, but they had
collected a lot of money from Isaac, from Liverpool for Isaac.
So the people just say, you give us more of what you've collected.
Yeah, exactly. So there was bound to be quite a pricey transfer, but this is a good way to start or get your career off at Newcastle. And so for him, that's a good way to start. And typical Wolfsmother goal, a cross into the box, a header, and it's just the things that we spotted as potential weaknesses for Newcastle going into the season without a recognized striker, because they have a lot of options when it comes to wing forward play, because there's Anthony Gordon, there's Jacob Murphy, there's Elanga, there's also they brought in Ramsey in there, there is Harvey Barnes, but once you don't have that out-and-out striker, and looking at the way they play, it makes things a little bit difficult because they are very much direct with the way they play. So if you do not have an out-and-out striker, it makes things a bit difficult. Unlike, let's say, Pep Guardiola's Man City 3-4 years ago or 4 seasons ago, where their play was a bit more intricate and a bit more complex. So in that sense, if you don't have an out-and-out striker, it doesn't hurt too much. And we saw that where virtually an entire season they played without Kun Aguero, who was out injured, and they still ended up winning the Premier League pretty much in a straightforward fashion.
Madrid has scored 2 goals. That's a beautiful goal by Adel Goulet.
With Raheem Sterling scoring in double digits and all. And so that's pretty much about it. But with the Semenyo bit, I think it's different settings that he finds himself in. If you are playing for Ghana, especially under Otuado and the coaches that we've had, Chris Hughton, they are more or less defensive minded. I mean, the way they set up their teams. And so in that sense, the chance creation is a problem. So we don't create enough chances. And so, Antoine Semenyo will miss like 3 chances before he scores a goal. At best, 2 chances before he scores a goal. And so if you are playing in a team like Ghana that doesn't necessarily create a lot of chances, then it's going to be a situation where the few chances that we create that you end up squandering, it becomes more discussed or much discussed than the chances that he will squander at AFC Bournemouth. You get it? Because AFC Bournemouth with Raiola as the manager, they'll create chances. They will always create chances because they are very intense with their press. They close down spaces very quickly and they generate a lot of possession off turnovers. And so consistently, they will create chances. So even if Antoine Semenyo misses 2-3 chances and he manages to score 1 or give an assist, it's no big deal. But in Ghana, because generally, ever since Antoine Semenyo came into the setup, we haven't had an offensive-minded coach. We've had Chris Hughton. Was he around when Milo came for the second time?
No.
Yeah, so we've had Chris Hughton, we've had Otuado in those setups. And these guys, looking at the way they set up their games, they don't their teams, they don't necessarily create a lot of chances. So in that sense, if Antoine Semenyo misses 2 chances, it becomes a big deal because we don't create enough. And the few that we create, you end up missing them before maybe potentially you end up scoring 1 or 2 goals. So that's pretty much the difference because once we don't create enough chances. Every miss becomes enormous in terms of the way we view it and the way we discuss it. So that's how I see the Antoine Semenyo situation.
Okay, well, we'll be heading back into the game shortly. But I mean, Governor, one of the games that's been happening that I feel we need to be touching on again is of course, we've mentioned the Newcastle game, but the Everton game for me, prior to this season, the former Manchester United coach was the manager for the Scots for Everton, David Moyes. Said they were not ready. They don't look like they are ready, but they are playing at home, and it's 0-0 against Aston Villa. You think a manager in his caliber with his experience in the league should not be, want to be talking about this, but knowing that even if you have a certain squad number, if you do not have that depth enough, there should be a strategy and approach to help gather points in the league. Or this league just does not guarantee that if you don't have the Arsenals, you're unable to fetch important results.
I just feel like maybe the reason why he made that comment was because of how late he made some signings, the likes of Jack Grealish coming in, Deuce Buhor also coming in, but they are very important players for Everton right now. You could see clearly Jack Grealish even won the Player of the Month of August, so that should tell you how good he was last month and how some of the players are playing so well. But Aston Villa also, I just feel like they've not had a very good season so far. They've not started the season so very well. They've not won any game so far, and there's a bit of pressure on them. for Everton. They playing at home. I'm sure they want to win this game, especially in their last game that they won against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So I'm sure with this game they want to put in their best to win this game to get at least 9 points at the end. So with Everton, I'm just sure in the second half they'll do their best. They'll put in much quality football so that they'll be able to win this game to get at least at the end of the game they'll get their 9 points.
0549986996 on our WhatsApp call. So we are live on X. We are live on City FM on X. We are live on Channel 1 TV as well. We are live on City Sports GHA on X as well. And we are also live on our YouTube platform, City Sports Ghana, and live on radio 97.3 City FM. So you can find us across all platforms. You share your comments, and I'll read them from a lot of platforms as much as practicable. So we have you also and your thoughts on the show. But on WhatsApp here on radio, it's 0549986996. So I'm joining with your thoughts and we'll be able to pick that. Coach, the Madrid game will be going to a break right now. Before I go into the messages, you were talking about that goal that Guler scored. It's all about the chap we mentioned earlier in Mbappe. He's not well spoken of. Should that be an issue of concern? Should the club start projecting him for the Ballon d'Or because he gave an assist, he scored?
Not for this year. Clearly, the Ballon d'Or is already decided. Whatever he's doing now is in accumulation for something next year.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, they've got a long way to go. When I say they, Real Madrid, and he's got a long way to go. He needs to think about dethroning Barcelona as La Liga champions, dethroning Barcelona as Copa del Rey champions, and coming to Europe and making a decent claim.
Dethroning Paris Saint-Germain as champions in Europe.
That's it. And these things don't come that early in the semester and in the season. Real Madrid themselves are very much aware that they cannot start his projection now. They'll have to wait and see how he carries on. Where does that lead them? You understand? Gone are the days where it was more or less a two-horse race. So even Cristiano Ronaldo scored all the goals, but there was no silverware to show for it. He ended up winning the world best player because it is an individual award, though. But as it stands now, it is very likely that whatever he does, somebody elsewhere will replicate whatever he's doing. But at the end of the day,
assistant and scoring,
that's it. If that person can add a bit more silverware to whatever he's doing, he will be given a better looking than you. But having said that, everybody knows the quality of Kylian Mbappe. He's a fantastic player. 1v1, you fancy him because he's not only technically good, he's got genuine pace. And he's blessed with that combination of technique. He runs better.
The pace and
the flair. He's blessed. So you normally don't come across such talent regularly in world football. So he's a fantastic player, and he's playing for the most successful team when it comes to Europe and even in the La Liga. So all he needs to do is to ensure, together with his teammates though, is to ensure that whatever they do, they'll have some silverware to show for it. And you ask yourself, if we were to win only the Spanish La Liga as a silverware, would that be enough to project him? What about if he finds himself to be contesting against somebody who would have won the silverware in his domestic league and then won the Champions League? Surely he's not going to come close at all. But on the go, goodness me, that was a fantastic Real Madrid move. Beautiful. I think, like you rightly said, you want to highlight it because in that very tight space, his ability to check and turn, and not only turn, but run away from the defender. These are things that you need to be technically gifted. You need to be patient, and there has to be a proper balance in your technique. And for me, the balance in his left foot, turn and getting his left foot to shape himself and then run past the defender, and using that same left foot to pick up the pass. Look at Adagule. There was a sublime touch, and then
and then he just used the outside of the foot,
the outside of the left foot just to place the ball into the back of the net. And for me, you have to be of a certain technical ability to be able to do that. You see, the problem is that against such opposition, you can get Adagule and Tchouaméni to dominate in midfield. They don't have this chap, Valverde. I think he went for international break, got involved. So but in games like this, you can afford to do that But if you are playing against a team like Barcelona, or a team like Liverpool, or these very ball passing, ball possession, you cannot pair Adagule and Tchouaméni in midfield. They will get slaughtered. You understand? There has to be an extra leg in the team to help them do the necessary. Now that they are playing a man down, you see, look at the 10, look at the balance.
I see.
Absolutely.
It's so beautiful.
Look at the touch from Goulet.
This is beautiful. Super beautiful.
Adagule's technical ability has never been in doubt. I think he's a fantastic player.
Super beautiful.
That with time, he's going to grow into the likes of what we saw of Luka Modric. But he, in my view, will add a bit more finesse to what he does. Modric, don't get me wrong, from Balodo, he's a brilliant player. One of the best I have seen. I say that after the Xavi and Iniesta era, that midfielder who showed that composure
pick
and
the
finesse,
ball 10,
pick the ball
run
10,
with it, observe and pass.
I think that has to be Luka Modric. And it is sad that football is going to be losing these guys very soon. He's playing his trade now at AC Milan. I saw him last 2 weeks before the international break. He was fantastic. But look, that was indeed a beautiful. Now, if you are Real Sociedad, you have a man advantage.
Yeah.
And you are 2 goals down. What do you do as a coach? If I'm the coach, I'll still go for it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because the next goal...
You don't feel it's scary. It's against
No.
Madrid. And you open yourself
We
up
are 11.
You concede more goals.
We are 11. And especially against this Real Madrid team, if you look at Vinicius Jr., if you look at Kylian Mbappe, they are not going to win the ball off anybody.
Okay.
They are not going to win the ball off it. So all the coach of Sociedad needs to do is to be very tactical.
Yeah.
And then play to his advantage. Whoever the center back is, I think is going to be key. Because he needs to get 1v1 again Mbappe and then Vinicius. And that center back will have to make it a 3v2. But when the center back gets the ball, he should be able to show belief and progress the ball into midfield. Because that is where the advantage now is going to come.
Yeah.
But if you are going to have a center back who is not comfortable moving with the ball into space and drawing players onto him and passing the ball, then you wouldn't see the benefit of the numbers you've got ahead of Real Madrid. So I'm looking to see whether that is what they have to do. If they've got a good centre back who is ball playing, it's time to introduce him into that, because he has what it takes to step into midfield, draw people. The moment he passes the ball, then he reverts back into his position and make it a 3v2. Because of you don't want to have Mbappe and then finish on a 1v1 situation.
Yeah.
Under the circumstance that they are trailing 2-0, that should be the tactical approach. And because the next goal, in my view, is very important.
Yeah.
Whoever I think if Real Madrid scores it, it's game over.
It's game over.
But imagine if Sociedad were to score it. They are the home team. They have a man advantage. The whole stadium is going to explode.
Let's get into some messages. There are some questions for you. We read some messages from YouTube. From YouTube. This is from Bariga Dijo. He says, Coach, in which position do you think Newcastle can utilize the potential of Votamanda, the new striker they bring in?
He's been bought as a striker. So he leads the line. Because if you look at this Newcastle team, that is what they don't have.
Okay.
Once Callum Wilson left, and he made it very clear that he was not going to play for them any longer. And why did they spend 90 million euros on him? Because they believe he can lead the line. So he has to go and lead the line. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
And he's shown. He's shown.
All right. So there are more questions in there. It says, question to you guys: Can you discuss why Pep always led Juku and Savinho to take on players, but Grealish was always asked to keep the ball and gets fouls?
It wasn't a direct.
He's saying, I think he initially sends a comment and says Grealish is now free and flowing. He's allowed to play. I mean, you were discussing the Everton stuff. So I mean, he's
see, it is the team in which he finds himself. Whatever he does with the ball, how many players of the Everton team can do that? Yeah. When you walk into a Manchester City team, there's De Bruyne, there is Mahrez. You see, technically there were a lot of players, And everything was not done through him. You remember his days at Villa. Every good thing in the attacking sense went through him.
Yeah.
He was the main man. Yeah, he was not the main man. He needs to contribute his fair share to the progress of the team, not to be the one running the show. Because there's a certain Haaland who is demanding for the ball. There's a certain Kevin De Bruyne who is demanding for it. So the more you dwell on it, you see them coming after you. So, Bemi, that is not Grealish. Grealish wants to be in the spotlight. He wants to be the one that everybody is looking up to. That's why you remember when he made the move from Aston Villa to Man City. I questioned the move, though.
Yeah.
But Pep has kept quiet, and everybody has kept quiet. It's £100 million. It got to the stage. How many seasons did he play at Man City? 3 or 4?
Yeah.
He had only one good season.
This is his fourth season.
So out of the 3 seasons, he had only one good season. But nobody commented on that. Nobody held Pep responsible for that. Even the old English press. You see, Pep has earned the right that even if he's not playing a typical English player, the press in England don't have what it takes to go for him.
I feel it would be a different story if you were to be at Manchester United or Liverpool. But I mean, there's another question here which says, this is from Daniel Dadze. It says, is it true conditions may differ, but the Semenyo at Abuchi is vast different from the one who represents Ghana? Who is the fraud? Shout outs to Yao, my fellow Absunian. You recall Daniel Dadze?
Yeah, I recall Daniel Dadze. Daniel Dadze, but the Daniel Dadze I recall, he went to Infantipim. So, but Daniel Dadze, okay, cool.
He's a fellow Absunian. And myself, coach is my fellow Casfodian, so you know what I mean. Yeah, coach. That's a question. He's asking, is there a difference?
Obviously, there's no difference. It's the same human being. Whoever is called Semenyo at Bournemouth is the same Semenyo we get to come
and
and
the
play
same
for the
style
Blacks.
of players,
It's the same style. It is the coach. Look, we've sat here on several occasions where I've questioned the way Otuado uses the young man. Look at what we saw against Mali. He was used at a point in time. Kudus was the one drifting outright, and Semenyo was asked to go into the middle to go and partner Jordan. He's not a number 9. He's not a number 9. He's a player who's got lots of energy to burn. He's a player who's got a lot of speed, using to cover grounds. He's the player who's got proper power in his legs. So you want to look at his ability and maximize his contribution towards the progress of the team. That is not what we see of our coach. I've never seen our coach look at the opponent and say, tactically, they are weak here. So Semenyo, come. You see, when you do this and you pass here, you do this. I mean, we will get that. But we never do it because our players keep doing the same thing over and over. The things that are not working are the things that you rather see them repeating over and over again and again. And for me, that is problematic. That is very, very problematic if you are a Black Stars coach. So that is what some of us have said. I mean, I would not miss words on that. He has to go. The coach of the Black Stars, we need to replace him. Because at the end of the day, if you don't replace him, he doesn't have what it takes whatsoever to go and then compete against the very best in world football. So for me, I've got a problem with him because he's not brought the best out of our team. Even when you have your own captain questioning why you are substituting him when they're going, because you see that thing that happened between Otuado and Jordan against Mali. That was the lowest of lows. Because that is your leader among the playing body. If anybody is to be on the part of the coach, it's your captain. This again clearly tells me that Otto wasn't the one who made Jordan captain. But very typical of Ghanaians.
Semenyo, there's a penalty for
There's
Bournemouth.
a penalty.
So you could hold on a little. Bournemouth playing 1-1
But
with
the penalty was soft.
Yeah, I was going to ask you when they were reviewing it.
What penalty is that?
Mitomo got an equalizer for Brighton and Hove Albion and now it's a penalty. I mean, we can. Yeah, I mean, you are discussing rightly the penalty.
Oh, it shouldn't have been a penalty. That penalty was soft. Yes, Semenyo goes in. Yes, he's lost the ball on the right side. Goalkeeper moves.
He's such a good.
He dives to the left. Yeah, Semenyo scores. So Bournemouth lead by 2-1. 68 minutes played in this game. Yeah, this is Semenyo's third goal, and this is the fourth game for Bournemouth. Remember
that's impressive.
The first game of the season, he scored 2 goals against Liverpool. And today he scored a goal, so that's 3, and he's added an assist. And I believe their second game of the season he got an assist too. And so what that means is 3 goals, 2 assists in 4 games, 4 league games of the season. That's a brilliant start to life in the 2025-2026 EPL season. Last season he got 11 goals and I believe 8 or 9 assists. And so what that means is, he's on the
right trajectory.
He's on the right trajectory to break his mark, the mark that he set last season. And I honestly believe last season he should have scored more than 11 goals. He should have scored, in my estimation, 15, because there were some goals. Because there were some goals that he missed in some games. And it was a bit appalling, but this is a very strong start to the season, and I understand why people are complaining.
You see,
that how is it that
he's
just
running
to do this?
He has a lot to
put him up front, and he's just
he has a lot to offer. When you have him there, and you stand there, and your defenders are just kicking the ball recklessly, aimlessly, because we are leading 1-0. What do you expect Semenyo and co to do? You are bypassing the passes of the ball. Thomas Partey was being bypassed for close to 30 minutes, and our manager, our head coach, couldn't stop that. So what do you expect Semenyo to do? They are not donkeys. They are not horses.
That's our coach.
But they should be running after every useless ball. No, they won't do that. This is a proper, well-orchestrated, rehearsed sort of game. And the system brings the best out of the player. Yeah. So you have to make sure.
And I believe as any coach, that you have an opportunity to coach a football club, you should understand the kind of players you have and their style of play. Then you use that to your advantage. The most. It's worrying that it's not about the formation. People in the comment section describe Bournemouth playing a 4-2-3-1 and he favors. It's about the system of the coach and how players run with the ball, without the ball, how they pick up the little pocket of spaces and what have you to make it count for the team. And the penalty, you could grudge and say it was soft. I mean, from your commentary now, I agree.
Yeah, it was soft. I mean, just a dangling leg.
But that's
and
smart,
Nelson,
isn't it?
Yeah, he was smart, but at the end of the day, that's why you have a referee. That's why you have rules there. So that you don't cheat your way through the system. That people who are smart can just outmaneuver their way and get away with everything that they want. No, that's the reason why there's a referee in there to apply the rules. And for me, I thought the rules in there went a bit soft because with regards to the application. Because yes, the defender dangled the foot out there, his leg out there, and it barely. I think it was just like a touch on the shin of Ivan Nelson. He just went down theatrically, and all of a sudden, there's a penalty call. For me, I don't buy that call. But Semenyo slotted the ball and converted it in a very convincing and confident manner. And like I said, he started this season on a very, very good note. And I understand why people are complaining.
3 goals, 2 assists
in 4 games. That's brilliant.
Explosive.
That's explosive. That's the way.
It's explosive. It's brilliant. And that's why people are frustrated with his output when it comes to goal scoring or even producing assists for the Black Stars.
What? I will argue for the young man. Let's give him a better coach. I think he will do better.
It's a chance creation. Looking at the way the team sets up, it makes it a bit difficult to be able to create chances. And in that sense, it makes
look at him go. Look at him go. Look at him go.
Yeah, it seems in the front lines. Is he allowed the freedom of movement?
No, not freedom. You see,
what's it?
he's playing on the right, but he's allowed to diagonally move infield.
Okay.
You see, he starts on the right. The movement of the team, he's allowed to get into the box. Because the coach, they clearly acknowledge the power he's got in his legs. You remember, I have said that what he needs to do is to understand that it is not everywhere that you go for power.
Yeah.
Some play, you just have to pick your spot and pass the ball into the net. But all he knows is power. That is my problem with him.
Because he comes to Ghana, gets an opportunity in front of goal, and he just, balloons.
And it all boils down to the chance creation bit. Because we lack creating chances in the team. There's always that
eagerness
and
okay.
This is the best chance. So when are we going to get the next one?
There's always that desperation. There's always that over eagerness to want to score, because you know that if this comes and goes,
how can you be benching this boy?
His favorite player.
No wonder the midfield is exposed.
The guy is scattered up.
How can you be bench? Let him go. You let him go. Then you are benching him.
Yeah.
Look at the way the midfield is
for
open.
me, I see it as a desperation to score goals. There's not enough confidence in the team's ability to create chances, and so when he gets the ball, like he got against Chad, instead of just having that little bit of composure that he usually have at Bournemouth, and just recognizing that Iñaki Williams is on the opposite side, completely free, and just square the ball to Iñaki Williams. He was so anxious. He was so desperate. And he just no, I'm talking about the Chad game. Semenyo just ballooned the ball over the crossbar. So for me, that's how I see it. I don't think he is not a lack of application. He's committed, and he applies himself to the cause. But I think it's just the way the team is set up. It makes it very difficult to be able to create chances. And so there's that bit of desperation.
When you ask him to play from the left, he's not got the technical ability as right inverted wingers who will cut and then bend. That's not his style. So put him on the stronger foot. Let him come along that foot.
On the right.
Either as an orthodox or coming in diagonal on his strongest foot.
Yeah.
Against Chad, right, and
Let
get
him
him to come.
conscious.
Against Chad, the chances that Yao mentioned, has he the technical ability per where the ball is to cut that ball back?
I think he can.
He can.
All you need to do is square his body.
He can, but he's squaring his body on his unfavorable foot. Not every player will fancy that.
For an EPL player,
I understand.
I think
he could have done that.
To be intelligently.
But as a coach, like you are saying, in support of what you are saying, how is the system? How is the setup to bring the best out of him? I don't want Semenyo receiving chances on his left foot. I don't want that, because technically, if he's unable to put the ball in the back of the net, what is the guarantee that he may even get the pass right? But if he's on his right foot, he can either get the pass right, because he stands a better chance of executing the pass. If he decides to shoot at goal, he stands a better chance of being able to control the trajectory of the ball and make sure it hits the target than it be on it. Because that chance that you are actually referred to, I remember when I was watching the game, I just went, oh my goodness, what is this?
Yeah.
For a Premier League player, a player who plays in the top league,
should be much calmer.
What? She just be planting the ball,
that,
caressing the ball into the back of the net.
So it's Bournemouth 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Kobina, you've been quiet for a moment, and I know you listen to the stats of Semenyo. It should be an issue, of course. I know your stance when it comes to the Black Stars coach already, Otoado and his exploit. But I mean, the discussion has been positionally where you should be planted well in the Black Stars to get that scoring. But do you think that as a player, because I've seen in Manchester United setup where Alex Ferguson have arranged the boys, Ferguson arranged the guys, and on the pitch of play, the guys decide to be the coaches.
He's on the right foot. He's on the right.
Yeah.
You see, that is capable. At least there, because he's on his favorite foot. Even when it doesn't go well, he's able to recover, like we just saw.
Yeah, and give a pass.
He miscontrolled the ball, but he was able to quickly, because that is where he's more comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is not by force that you should have all your best players in the first 11. If it's going to affect the balance of the team, you have to sacrifice some of them.
The least said about him, the least said the better. So I was trying to find out that as a player, should you take the decision on field to get into a position that favors the team in communicating and interchanging positions with players who you feel are also good in the area that should you switch, it's also still going to help the progression of the team or what? Because he himself as a footballer needs to consider himself and his performances at club level and replicate that, because it's the club level football that guarantees him the opportunity to play for the national team.
Yeah, for Semenyo, I just feel like as Yao's made mention of something that the kind of performance, the kind of chances that he gets in the Black Stars, that's the same thing he does at Bournemouth, and he misses those chances. He can get about 10 chances, score about 5 of them or 4 of them. The same thing. But with the Black Stars, the kind of system that we play is one critical thing that we have to really check. Because it will also depend on the player you have to switch with, whether that player will be good on that side or maybe on that left-hand side of attack. Will that person be very good at it? If the person is not good at it...
But this time I say he's been played. Like, Kudus is functioning now on the right.
Yeah.
FC Kudus can play at 10.
Yeah.
Then Jordan Ayus, fancied on the other or pretended to be a number 10. Then we have Semenyo up front. But these players we have up front can interchange.
Oh yeah, they can do that. They can do that in the game of football, because when they do that, it really helps the team. Because when let's take it, they are playing the ball and they see very well that they are struggling in goal scoring and other things. I feel like that particular exchange that they have to do on the pitch is one good thing. Mostly, I always say that with footballers, sometimes the coach can be that bad, but despite the system not being working well for you, your brilliance or your intelligence can just help you. So with Semenyo like this and Kudus, Jordan like this, they are very good players. They are very intelligent players. So if the system at the Black Stars or anything is not really helping them, they can just maneuver their way and just be very intelligent to just get the goals that they have to do. But with the Black Stars especially, as you said, Otuado, I just don't want to go there about how he plays his kind of football and like the system that he mostly does for the Black Stars. But for Semenyo, I just feel like we are yet to see more of him, of the Bournemouth in the Black Stars. Yeah.
All right, let's get into some messages.
Before you get into it, you see, if it was just Semenyo, it wouldn't be a big issue.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond Semenyo.
It goes beyond Semenyo.
Iñaki Williams. The same thing. Yeah. So for me, I think it's the way the team is set up. It's the way the team is set up. It's not necessarily a player issue.
It is the way
the team
and the sort of midfielders that he's deployed. If that is why this team is completely toothless in midfield when Thomas Partey is absent. We cannot be building the team like that for the World Cup.
But it seems to be what we are building.
And that is disastrous. It's a time bomb
imagine
waiting
Ghana
to
against
explode.
Spain.
It's a time bomb waiting to explode. Because at the end of the day, you cannot be saying, what's the name of the guy? Salis and the other one.
Elisha
Owusu.
Come on, man.
That's two defensive midfielders.
Are they even defensive? They cannot pick up the ball and progress the team.
Sociedad have equalized. No, I've gotten a goal back.
You see, I told you that
it's 56 minutes.
There's a lot of time in that, more than 30 minutes in that. So that game is now set up to explode. I think so.
Few
Because
messages. Sorry.
They are the home team. They have a man advantage. Why not? They give it a go.
Someone want our thoughts on Sunderland this season, the entire season. We'll react to that. Sweet Kwame says, Coach Nimli, oh Numo, you do all. It's been a while, and I know you have forgotten me. We used to watch football at Medina.
Yeah, I remember.
And Oyari fought together.
I remember.
But now I'm in the USA.
Wow.
Good to see you looking good.
Young man, God bless you. God bless you. Wow, I remember you very, very well. I remember you very well.
Yeah.
God bless you, young man.
You need to be getting coaches' contacts. Now it's 12 to 1 city. So you know what I mean. Yeah, man. These Black Stars players are good at possessing the ball in Europe, but when they come to Ghana, they forget how to play football. I don't always buy in. That's what he adds. Sweet Kwame adds. Coach Nimli will come and the Black Stars will still be the same. Oh, I don't get
No. My team will never play boom bang.
No,
bim.
because he feels maybe there might be some hands behind the scenes. So
No.
Like in His situation.
Come on, you know. you
I know.
You see, I don't know, but not all things are meant to be said on radio.
It's true.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, there's somebody in the FA who I worked for.
True.
And who knows what I stand for. When I was coaching his team,
Absolutely.
I mean, he tried something similar, and he'll be the best person to attest to it.
Thank you very much for not putting a name to this today. Yeah, thank you. Let's read some messages. I like this. When you do this, I like it. When you don't put names.
There are certain things I'll mention names.
No, don't do that. I beg you.
This is my boss, so he himself, it's been a while since I heard from him.
Oh wow. Okay,
He-
but for what you said, I would have
he
let
think-
allowed you mention his name. But
He think I'm the biggest critic of the FA, so
okay.
there's some small money too he should give me. The players have told him to give me the money. He doesn't want to give me my money.
Raymond Dakota Inside Tama Community 4 says, I'm not a prophet of doom. I've said on your program that Hoyson Dean, his tackling always attracts a red card and he doesn't anticipate with patience. I know that Real Madrid bought him because of his Spanish identity. Richmond from East Legon says, good afternoon. I wish Chelsea the best of luck tonight. Expecting goals from João Pedro and Willian. Please, sorry, I am diverting attention. One is Canelo Alvarez fighting Terence Crawford. Yeah.
2 a.m. This dawn on Sunday. So 2 a.m. on Sunday. So Saturday that goes into Sunday. So 2 a.m. Yeah, because the fight will take place in Las Vegas.
I think it's going to be a one-way fight.
Allegiant
You think
Stadium.
it's a Canelo?
Oh, all day.
But
all
Crawford
day.
is
Oh,
not,
no.
Crawford is not
No, you see.
I've written an article on it actually.
Yeah,
I think it will go. It will be a draw. A score draw.
No.
Like as in a majority
scoring
draw.
earlier.
No.
A majority draw.
You see, the power in Canelo's arm
Yeah.
will make the difference. This guy, he's climbing 3 weights.
He's taking 3 weight classes.
This you say.
Boy.
This you say. Crawford is much aware, and he's also said that in boxing, it has something that to present.
Look, it is.
Look, he cites example of Mayweather in his rise. He cites example of
Mayweather didn't just jump from one weight,
what's
3
the name
weights ahead.
of the guy who is into Parliament now.
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao. Yeah, Pacquiao.
You see, day one, it was a gradual progression. None of them just left and went 1, 2, 3. It never happened.
You see, the thing is, Crawford is a welterweight boxer,
Yeah.
and his last fight was when he made a jump from welterweight to junior middleweight.
Yeah.
And this fight is super middleweight.
Yeah.
So normally boxing weight classes,
Absolutely.
and Crawford graduated from lightweight to welterweight, and he's been a welterweight for like 10 years,
Yeah.
more or less. And in this fight, he's stepping up from welterweight to junior middleweight, which is another name for, or which can go for super welterweight.
Yeah.
That's one class. The next class is middleweight. The next class
Is
is
super.
super middleweight, and that is where this fight is going to
Jump
be.
to.
Is going to be fought at super middleweight,
Yeah.
and Canelo has been at super middleweight for years. Ever since I think after fighting Mayweather,
that's his space.
I think after fighting
That's his
Mayweather, he moved over to the super middleweight and the super
Mayweather
middleweight
is the only boxer
division.
to have beaten Canelo.
No, but that one was years ago.
That
At that
was
time,
years ago.
Canelo was young. He was what, 23 years,
Yeah, but whatever the
24
case,
years.
he beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, he beat
So
him.
the point I'm making is that this guy, the one who is going
Terence
to fight,
Crawford.
is he? I think he's decided to to
Do
bite
the unimaginable.
too much than he can
No,
chew.
I think he can, because normally his walk around weight, what they call walk around weight,
Yeah.
his natural weight is like 160. But when it comes to fighting, then when he has a bout and he has to fight,
Train.
then that's when he'll train and he'll shed weight
Absolutely.
to 147, which is the welterweight division.
Yeah.
And then he fights. But he believes that if my walk around weight is 160,
Yeah.
putting on 8 pounds wouldn't cost me that much in terms of my speed and how it will transition to my power. And that's why he stepped up 3 divisions to fight Canelo. But I think it will work out for him. I don't see him winning it because
Okay.
I believe that, yes, he will score
point.
points.
Fair point.
He will score points off very good jabs because he's so skilled in the sense that he can switch from orthodox to southpaw stance. And on top of that, his footwork is elite.
Yeah.
And he has a wrestling background.
He-
So
he's
there's no
sharp,
way.
he's sharp.
So there's no way you are going to rough him up or cut the ring very short for him. His footwork is on point.
What
And
Canelo
so-
does,
That's it. And then these trends.
Canelo doesn't back off.
Yeah.
He's got proper natural power in his arm, and the way he jabs, every Canelo jab is a punch.
And it got us point.
Every jab from Canelo is a punch. That is why he's called the best pound for pound. So when he now decides to punch, it comes with a different venom. You see, the poison in his punch is astronomical. It's beyond measure.
It comes sharp and it's painful.
You see, it is so. Look, if you watch Canelo box, for me, I think the only boxer that in recent times that is more of a better technical boxer than Canelo.
Alexander Usyk?
No. It's Floyd.
Oh, wow.
Once Floyd exited, it's been Canelo. Look at the quality of boxers he's fought. He's beaten all of them. Obesho. And for him, one thing about it, as the bout grows and it gets into the
gets more
8th,
strength.
9, that is
And
where
his
he starts
skill.
charging.
Yeah.
And that is, if you listen to the boxers who fought him, they've said that
Yeah, his punch is sharper.
he starts very well. And as the bout travels the distance, that is where he begins to generate more power. It's like he's heating up. You see, every one round he heats up. And as he heats up, Charlie, it is boxing though. One punch can just deceive you and then you are gone.
Yeah.
But I don't
But-
think you get
but
Crawford will knock Canelo out. That one isn't going to happen.
It
Because,
never happens in
because
boxing.
look, Canelo fought in the light heavyweight division against Dimitri Bivol.
Yeah.
He lost that bout, but he didn't get knocked out. And so when I look at Terence Crawford, yes, he has power, but he doesn't have super middleweight power enough to knock out Canelo. Canelo has a very strong neck and a strong chin. I don't see it happening. But what I do see happening is that Crawford will use his skills, his footwork, his wrestling background, and his tough mentality to get enough points to get a draw.
What
Because-
boxing will do to you is that because he's making up the weight,
Yeah.
it's going to slow him down.
True. A little.
His footworks will all be slowed down because
Just a little. Just a
you see,
little.
the lighter you are, the better you move.
Yeah.
But now he's beginning. He's got to add more weight, pounds onto his to make
And at the same time,
and,
he's sharper.
and that's going to slow him down because and the moment he slows down, he's presenting himself to the man to get through him. What you don't want from him today is to present himself for that.
But he'll
man
present himself. He knows how
hit
to work
1, 2,
angles.
3, 1, 2, 3, 1,
Crawford-
2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Crawford, in terms of his technique, is one of the best technically.
At that weight
technical
level.
boxers. But no, yes, I get
And
you.
it's gonna
Weight
be an
is weight.
exciting bout.
Weight is weight, but skill is skill. You can't. You can't.
And your
it
skills
can't be
cost you
taken
points.
away. It can't be taken away because of weight.
But you know,
it can't be taken away because of weight.
You see, I'm not talking about his. I'm talking about his movement. You are talking about the
Yeah,
way
his
he's going,
footwork.
and the weight is going to slow him down.
I think. Look, he will
You see-
use angles to go about
You see,
this whole weight
Canelo
thing and
is
score
so
points.
experienced and a better boxer for this guy to angle him
Look,
and
guys,
score
look,
points on him.
As a better boxer, Terence Crawford is the better boxer. But in terms of experience, yes, Canelo's technique, he's flat-footed, he's a bit square.
That is why he's difficult to get. So when the boxer is on his heels, that is a better grounding. It's like I'm fighting with you, and I'm just saying. That is why he has. I don't even remember he's been knocked out before.
No, he hasn't been
That's
knocked
why
out.
nobody has knocked him out, because he's not the boxer who is bouncing on his toes. He's always flat-footed. So on him, there is that proper
firm grip on the ground.
Firm grip on the ground. So it's difficult to deal with such boxers. And he's not only that. In addition to that, he's got good power. When he hits you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, you begin to feel it.
Like, so me, this is how I'll put it. I honestly believe it will get to a draw because and it will be scored as a draw because Terence Crawford will get points off jabs, quick hits, overhand rights, and his footwork he will be very elusive. And he'll score points from that point. But Canelo, the punches that he will land via flurries, and he having a partisan crowd behind him, because it's going to be in Las Vegas, pro-Mexican crowd will definitely turn up. And Canelo is the face of boxing. He's the biggest cash cow in boxing right now. And so those political factors will add on, and the judges. Boxing is more political than pretty much any sport that I ever know.
No,
they will make it into a draw. Just the same way. Just the same way.
As if you are saying that
every match.
Canelo will be favored.
And still.
Oh, he'll be favored.
No, but he's the better boxer.
He's not a better boxer.
Of the two boxers, he's the best.
Terence Crawford is the better boxer. I'll give you an example.
He's the best.
The first bout between Canelo and GGG, Gennady Golovkin.
Golovkin.
Canelo should have lost that bout, but because he is the face of boxing, and if it was fought before a partisan crowd, it played into the judges' scores. It ended up in a draw.
And when they
came back, it should have been a draw. That's
what I'm talking about.
They fought each other 3 times. See, they fought each other 3 times. The first one should have been a loss for Canelo, but it ended up being a draw. The second should have been a draw, but it ended up being a win for Canelo over Gennady Golovkin. And the third one there was convincing. Canelo beat Golovkin.
That's what I'm saying.
In that guy. But that's how I see this bout ending. Look, where it will end up in a draw, a controversial draw, and there's a high potential that we have a rematch.
He has never fought any boxer like Canelo. This guy, he's never fought any boxer.
That's true.
That is where the class will show.
But Canelo hasn't fought.
What are you talking
in his prime?
Somebody who has fought
Mayweather, yes, fine. But in his prime, at that time, he wasn't in his prime. He was a young boxer.
Canelo
but in his prime, he hasn't fought anyone
Canelo
as technically good as Terence Crawford.
Canelo has beaten the best in the business. He's beaten all of them, apart from Mayweather. Why should one
today there is Republic of Sports. There's no Republic of Football.
The guys understand better, and they're loving the arguments, because I see comments from YouTube, comments from our WhatsApp console. So, well, Richmond from East Legon comes again and says Crawford will only win when he uses the clinching tactics. He always clinches opponents when he sees they overpower him. Look, that's a tactic too. For Mayweather, he tries to let you run. You do a lot of walking in the pitch. He takes you around the pitch, and then when he realizes you are getting target and seeming off target, then he comes in with a wild punch to secure some point. You know. Michael from before I get to Michael, Senam also is on YouTube, says Crawford will win the fight. Bet me. He comes again and says, I agree boxing is the most political sport. I disagree with you, Coach. I think Coach is talking about the experience of Canelo, and he's talking about and Coach, and I was talking about the political bit of trying to sustain the rivalry between the two and
make more money.
That's it. So that's the argument here in studio. Coach says everything was aggressive. No, he's just passionate. Even if no, I already know. Coach is
No. It's the passion. Don't get carried away by that. He said, "I'm a gun man. I've always said this." And when it comes to boxing, I'm even more passionate about boxing than football. Yeah. You understand? I enjoy my boxing very well. That's why when we didn't qualify for the Olympics, no one boxer didn't qualify. What was that?
That's sad.
And we are giving people $8,000 for coals and beeps. And the boxers go and they don't get food to eat. If you go, if you go to the boxing training ground, do you know what they are eating there? Do you know what they are eating there? Those that are work there.
I listened to the former president, may he so rest in perfect Jerry John Rawlings and Azuma Rice. And that time, if Azuma was eating yokogari that time, and the boys are still eating
yokogari, go there.
What are you doing with us?
Go there.
Boxing. What are you doing? Jerry John Rawlings, Azuma's time.
Look, in terms of success, that is our most successful sports. Nobody can argue that.
I agree.
We've had Azuma Nelson, we've had Ikote, we've had Afrikote, Nana Yakunedu, DK. We've had success in that area. Rather, we've neglected them. We've turned our back on them. And we are giving ball boys and cones, arrangers, and then media people. We are giving them $16,000 for too much.
It's okay.
I don't know cones arrangers.
They're
going to arrange cones.
Sid Kami says, leave my Yumo alone. And that's fine. Michael from Kotoku says, Chelsea are going to win by 3-0 tonight. We'll get into the Chelsea conversation pretty shortly. Avogado says, Avogado and watching
Charlie,
from Avogado.
Look at Baleba. Are you watching Baleba?
No, we'll come back and
It's
talk
a sense he
about
came in, he's changed the tide of the game. Now they are dominating because there's a presence in the midfield. Oh, Charlie. These
Baleba.
people. Oh, no more. Carlos Nunkwambo. He's the giver of water. He gives life. Water is life.
Thank you.
Sure.
Despite a man down, you can't trust the White Angels to get the work done. You're doing a fantastic job, you guys. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Avogadro. McCoy from Iberi says, Arsenal looked very good today. They are well organized at the back, and I think they have a lot of players they can bring on to change games. That's McCoy. DJ Mill says, thank you for bringing us in the comments. As for me, I appreciate this so much, and may God bless you people for the good comments. I just tuned into the program. Well, welcome, DJ Mills. David from Splinter says, it is really shocking that Villa are yet to score a goal this season, and I don't see
That's very disturbing.
them winning this game. Probably a 1-0 win for Everton. Good afternoon. I'm a proud Liverpool fan from Gbon. Fulham and Palace must win. # you never walk alone. ZK from
Fulham just scored a late goal.
Fulham,
yeah, 1-0. 90 plus 4 minutes.
The beating Leeds.
Yeah. 90 plus 4.
Great. Let's go back to the messages. I'll read them. We'll come and run through at 90 the score we have. Then we'll shift on to the Chelsea. There's an interest in the Spurs West Ham issue as well. We'll talk about that, and then we'll look at some bits in across Europe, the other centers as well. Why is Trent on the bench for Madrid? Is it not good enough to start? I don't think that's the issue.
As for Trent, once Cavaya is fit and he's ready to go, Cavaya starts. Defensively, Cavaya is better.
Offensively, Trent is better.
No, yes, it's better.
No, not technically.
But if you are a head coach, who would you want in them?
Maybe not tactically. You would prefer the defensive forward to the offensive.
Because if you say you are a defender, you should fundamentally be able to defend.
Akaline here from Tema Community 15. I can't wait to witness the two Manchester what was that word? Catalysmic teams play against each other tomorrow. I think you want to say. We'll definitely finish Brentford this evening. I think you want to say, please, if you're typing, take your time for me small. Yeah. That's it. All right. 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. This is the Republic of Football. We welcome you on board. All right, before we go for a short commercial break, I'll give you updates of what's been happening across, and then we'll go for a break and return in studio for more. So earlier on today, Arsenal beat Nottingham Forest by 3-0. Bournemouth 2, Brighton 1, Crystal Palace 0, Sunderland 0, Everton 1, Everton 0, Aston Villa 0, Fulham 1, Leeds 0, Newcastle United 1, Wolves 0. Later we'll come back and talk about West Ham, Tottenham Hotspur, Brentford, Chelsea later at 7 p.m. in La Liga. Getafe beat Real Oviedo by 2-0. It's Madrid 2, Real Sociedad 1, 76 minutes played in that game. And in the German Bundesliga, it's full time for the games that started earlier. Heidenheim were defeated by Borussia Dortmund by 2-0. Freiburg 3, Stuttgart 1, Mainz 0-5-0, Leipzig 1, Union Berlin 2, Hoffenheim 4. Wolfsburg ended that game against Cologne by 3-3. That's interesting, isn't it? Later, Bayern Munich will be playing Hamburger SV. For the Italian Serie A, we are waiting for that game between Juventus and Inter. We'll be talking about it. But earlier, Cagliari beat Parma by 2-0. In the French Ligue 1, Nice at halftime playing Nantes 0-0. Auxerre, Monaco later at 7:05. Let's go for a quick commercial. Before we return back in studio, we'll discuss more here on radio. football. Today has been super interesting, looking at all angles of sports. We've spoken a lot about what it means for athletes in Tokyo, Japan. We've spoken about the bouts that's coming up around 2 a.m. Sunday dawn? Is it Sunday dawn? As we say, Sunday dawn, right?
Yeah, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Sunday dawn.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, fine. And we've spoken at length about a lot of football games happening. We'll be talking to that game. Juventus Inter Milan, big game in Italy. We're talking about the Chelsea game as well. Is that?
That game kicks off in a minute.
Yeah. If you're on this network, this is 97.3 City FM on TV. It's channel 1 TV. On YouTube is City Sports GHA. No, City Sports Ghana. And on X is City Sports GHA. We are across all platforms. And on City FM on X as well. We are there. You can watch. You have no no excuse to run away from this show. Well, the game between Inter and Juve have already started. Welcome back from the break. Let's start from that. Then we'll delve into the Chelsea game and the Tottenham game as well. Let me start off with you. These are teams that we've known in the past that anytime they play like we have on our screens, here in studio, and live on radio in discussion, we know that it's one game that it has a certain history and tension that's involved. But in recent times, it's like both of them, and their performances were some bits of a bit in shadow. Now, one team seems to be having the energy back in Inter. What does this mean, for Inter in an away fixture against Juve?
It's a big one for Inter Milan, especially they losing against Udinese in their last Serie A game at the San Siro. So far, they've played 2 games. They played both games at San Siro, and they won 1 and lost 1 against Udinese. That was the last game. So this is a very big game for them. For Juventus, they've won all their 2 games that they've played this season. So I'm sure they want to win this game. And looking at last season, Inter Milan they didn't beat Juventus in the 2 matches that they played. The first leg was a 4-4 match at the San Siro, and the second one, which at the Allianz Stadium, Juventus won by 1-0. So with this game, I'm sure Inter wants to do their best, but I'm not seeing something so wow about Inter Milan this season. The new coach, I'm sure he's now getting to know the players very well and trying to get his system for the players to understand it very well, because you could see clearly that when they are playing, you can't see the right way or what kind of system they want to play.
Christian Chivo.
Yeah, you can't see what he's a former player of Inter Milan also. So you don't see what they want to do. Unlike under Simeone Inzaghi, we knew what they wanted to do, the kind of play they were playing. But for Chivu is very, very difficult for them. But for Juventus, I'm sure with this game they want to put in their best to win this game. Especially they're looking at last season, they know winning against Inter Milan. I'm sure they are going to put in their best to win this game. Vlahovic has been on and off for Juventus, but he's trying his best to just pick up his form, because
I saw that assist from what's the name of the guy, Yildiz.
Yeah,
the last time,
and
then that easy tapping. But for me, it's about strikers who position themselves well in play to pick up a pass and slot it, or to just do a tapping, which people might call easy. But for me, I don't feel it's easy, because to find yourself in that little pocket of space, reading the defenders and their movement, it's quite instrumental for a top striker to be able to have that as an attribute.
Yeah, it's good for Vlahovic, because he's picking up his form. Last season he was on and off. We weren't seeing too much of him, but so far this season, in their 2 games that they've played, that was against Parma and Genoa. He scored in both games, so that should tell you that. And he also gave an assist in that game against Genoa, so that should tell you that they have to do their best to win this game. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on Juventus. There's also a pressure on Inter Milan to do their best to win this game. But I'm just hoping Juventus win this game.
Great. For Inter, I feel they have. If I say middle class top players, I'll be in trouble. Look, there's a former Manchester United player. What was his name? Henrik Mkhitaryan. There's right beside him on his right. There's let me go through that lineup. There's Canelo, and there's Akanji in midfield. They've seemed to. There's Acerbi also in defense. they seem to have this squad that
They
looks-
have bought the Man City Akambi.
Akanji.
Akanji.
They
Yeah.
bought
Yeah,
it.
the Man
Yeah,
City
Inter.
guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, there seems to be a complete team, isn't it, Leah, on paper, but how are they able to transform that on paper stuff to field action to ensure
You
at
see,
least this?
I just saw something that I never saw Akanji do at Man City. He's just going long.
Yeah.
At Man City, he never went direct. Like,
It's a 3-back
although
system
they had
also,
Haaland,
yeah.
he was compelled to pass the ball from the back. Charlie, do you know what? There are people, very distinguished people listening to this program.
Oh, that's
and,
nice.
and it is absolutely amazing. We are most grateful. And one of such distinguished personality listening to this is my boss, my former colleague at the Ghana Christian International High School, who is now the head of the chemistry department
Wow.
at
He's a big man.
Shield.
I don't joke with chemistry.
Shield, Shield International School. Well, you decided not to stay there.
No, I'll go
The
back,
man
I'll go
ran
back.
away. He's
go
my
back.
colleague, Mr. Jerry Mensah, Papa J, PJ,
Yeah, man.
PJ.
And you know, chemistry
Look,
heads have gotten some nice
of course,
names. Yeah, man.
of course. He's Uncle Jerry,
That's it.
popularly known as PJ, but I
PJ.
call him Uncle Jerry.
Thank you.
Uncle Jerry.
Thank you.
Uncle Jerry.
Jerry.
From the
You're
from
a
the guys
hard
and
man.
myself, you are
Absolutely.
a hard man.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Charlie, thanks again for what you just did for me. I mean, Dorothy and her parent, including myself, are very grateful. Tell Auntie Abiga that Coach Nimley says he will come and visit one of these days. I'll walk into the school one of these days and come and pay you guys a surprise
should,
visit.
you should.
Auntie Abby, God bless you.
That's
God
solid.
bless you.
That's great. Thank you very much, Coach, and thank you for
So
doing
you see-
the listening as well. Yeah.
On the Inter
Akanji.
Milan,
You're talking about Akanji.
yeah, I was talking about Kanji. Like I said, you see, that is why we insist that the identity and the system of coaches have an effect on the playing body.
True.
In Man City, although there was Haaland, a player who is very good in the air, but Akanji hardly went long. In less than 10 minutes, he's received the ball thrice already, and he's gone long. He has it again. This time he decided to go short. At the least opportunity, he's going to whack it forward to run,
Yeah.
to see whether he can use his physical presence to try and dominate. So when we say that, the coach way of setting up the team and the way he wants the team to play can have an effect on the players, we know what we are talking about.
100%.
But back to this game, you see, for me, Inter Milan has always been a good team in Italy. In recent times, I think after the dominance of Juve with Antonio Conte and then Max Allegri, then Inter Milan took over.
Yeah.
AC Milan came, won it twice in recent time. The Inter won it under Antonio Conte. Then Zaghi came and won it and stuff like that. You see, they are a good team. But you see, since they were brought down to earth by PSG, they've psychologically not recovered from that.
Yeah.
And the fact that the coach, Inzaghi, too left, this Kivu coach, I mean, during his time as a player, he was a very solid defender. I remember. Yeah, he was very solid. I remember.
Played for AS Roma
Yeah.
to Inter Milan.
He was part of that Champions League winning team under Jose.
Under Jose Mourinho.
He was solid alongside Lucio and Co. and Walter Samuel. They form a formidable back three.
You should mention,
Zanetti and
you
Co.
mention- yeah.
You understand? So
And maybe at a point you mentioned Suleiman Tari too.
of course, an integral member of that achievement when it comes to Inter Milan. So his understanding of the game is not going to be that free flowy, Inzaghi type of style. He's made them to be very direct. But at the end of the day, you will have to get these players to play in a way that will showcase them. He's walked into the team. These guys have a system of play that they've played for the past 3 to 4 seasons under Inzaghi. Smartness will tell you that way of playing worked,
Yeah.
because at least it got them to 2 Champions League final.
Yeah.
It got them to win the Scudetto back to back. So you don't walk in there and completely decide to get them to move away from it. you'll be treading on dangerous ground.
Yeah.
And that's what he's actually tried to do. He's gotten them to move away from the Inzaghi way, and they are struggling to imbibe and accept. Let me not say accept. They are struggling to quickly switch from that which they have done successfully for the past 3 to 4 seasons to something completely new. Hence, we saw them at the World Club Championship. They were not convincing at all. They've also not started the Italian Serie A in a convincing manner. But you expect them to be in and among the big guys to compete for the title.
Yeah.
And these are the sort of games that you want them to show their class. Because the Mkhitaryan is still there. Is it Kolonoglu or Chokolonoglu Duachole?
Chahanoglu.
They are all there. Why are you laughing? I'm not a Turkish man.
Why you like this?
I'm not from Turkey.
But why you like this?
What is the name? Cholonoglu.
Chahanoglu.
Me no, I call it chocolate noglu. There's Barella. One of a player I admire a lot. I like his all-round game. Yeah. He's a very good workaholic midfielder. So these are proper players. So what he needs to do is to get them to calm down and then get them to play in a way that will bring the best out of them. But look, Juve themselves, they've won 2 out of 2. But what this new coach has done, he's made them very difficult to beat. He's gotten them to be very solid at the back.
They are yet to concede.
They are yet to concede. And they've got some very good, niggling, enterprising, entertaining, exciting players. If you give them the chance, as if they are going, as if they are coming, as if they are pop, then they are gone. Then they go and punish you. So it is going to be a very interesting game. Already you can see that the two teams are tactically inclined, respect for each other, and that is going to make them even more competitive.
Yeah. Great. I wanted your take on this Inter team. You feel in the years past, these two teams have brought the very the very beautiful of the Italian, the very beautiful image of Italian football into questioning.
I think the Italian league in recent years has been underhyped, if there's a word like it, or undervalued, because in terms of the kind of games that they've been able to produce over in Italy in recent years, I think it has been better than advertised. Way better than advertised. And on the average, if you look at
who is to be blamed for that?
Well, I think you have to look at the marketing. You have to look at the way mainly it's all about the
Italian Football Association, if you want.
More or less, I would say it's mainly the league, because you know how these countries, they run their leagues. It's not heavily attached to the FA. So I think it will be the handlers of the league, because they produce some very, very wonderful players and games with a lot of goals, brilliant goals in those games. And that should be more than enough to attract, casual fans, not die-in-the-wool fans. Die-in-the-wool fans will stick. They will stay loyal to the league. But it's the casual fans who would get the league to more or less that have that crossover appeal. Yeah. And that's what makes it popular. That's why the EPL is popular. Because people who don't even know about football, don't even care about football, don't watch football, at least they know about 7 teams in the Premier League. Yeah. Or even 10, if I can stretch it out a little bit. Yeah. That's why the EPL is popular. And so the Italian league, I think that's what they are lacking. That's a
brilliant goal.
Like Coach said, he just passed the ball into the net.
Very, very good goal.
And Kelly gets the first goal for Juve.
A game like this, look at the exactly. A game like this, look at the kind of hype that got into it. How many people in this world know that? Oh, Inter Milan are taking on Juventus today. Very few people. That's true. And so it's about how they sell it. The commercial bit has been a little bit of a problem, and one major reason is that Italian football has this stigma attached to it about racism. The way they handle racism is beyond terrible. they haven't done a good job handling racism. It's been very poor, and it hasn't helped. You need to clean your act if you want.
What sort of defending was?
If you want to be able to get to that level.
No, Dumfries. You saw that? Is that he turned his back? Dumfries.
Yeah, don't freeze.
He's frozen. What?
I thought you were saying don't freeze.
No, is that not the name?
Okay,
Dumfries. No, but yeah, you saw that. I mean, when
don't freeze.
the guy go now, sort of, he turned his back.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, these are players who are paid
No,
millions
Coach,
of.
Coach, I think he's a good player, but it's just one of those things.
He completely. Why are they taking the ball?
Yeah, that's what they do. It's a promotion. So you score once a team scores a goal, then they keep the ball. So once you scan, they run some kind of like a raffle, and once you win it, then you can get to own a ball, that was used to score a goal in the Serie A. Okay. It's a way of marketing and promoting the league. But like I said, it needs to be better, and they need to clean their act when it comes to dealing with racism, because they've done a terrible job at it so far. And it is no wonder that the Spanish La Liga too, it's a league that hasn't been marketed very well. Beyond Barcelona and Real Madrid, they haven't marketed it very well. And so even when there's a big game like Real Sociedad and Real Madrid, it's a very, very big game. But look at the kind of hype that went into it. Virtually non-existent. And to the average fan or the casual fan, they don't even know that, oh, Real Sociedad, which is a big team in Spain, is taking on Real Madrid. But in the EPL, and I made this point earlier, I think 3 weeks ago, in the EPL, West Ham and Tottenham Hotspur, look at the kind of hype around it. Yes, Kudus is playing, but they've used Kudus alone to generate the hype. That's how you do it. And you look at the EPL, the way they handle this whole Antoine Semenyo racism, the way they handle racism in general, and the way they handle all these issues when it comes to controversies and stuff that are pretty much flat out bad. It helps. It comes with a clean image, and companies and advertisers want to be attached and associated with such things, not a racially tainted league like the Italian Serie A. No, they don't want that.
Great. Let's shift from the Italian league. There's a Chelsea game, and I mentioned the Kudus West Ham, the Tottenham Hotspur.
Look at Dumfries. Look at Dumfries.
I think he allowed the guy too much
he
space
turned his back. Where are you going?
Kick the ball. I don't know.
Rather backpedal with your eyes on the ball. You don't turn your back on the ball. These are international defenders. Dumfries. It's frozen.
The guy say, Charlie, coach, they destroy their names.
Oh, what are you? That
now
not the name?
Dumfries now then don't freeze.
He's frozen. I'm describing his name and his action.
Oh, interesting. Well, the message says, hi. Please ask your guys their thoughts on Chelsea signing Garnacho and what he brings differently to the Chelsea team. Let's get into the Chelsea discussion.
Chelsea signing Garnacho. It's a redundant signing, more or less. I mean, do they need him? Do they need his service? Which part of his game or playing style it's so unique that they brought him in? Honestly, I don't understand the whole logic behind that signing. Honestly, because looking at the kind of players that they have, and the fact that they went to sign Jamie Gittins, I don't see why they still went ahead to sign Garnacho. Or maybe they want to use him as an insurance policy in case the Jamie Gittins move doesn't pan out well, because he doesn't have too much of a top-level experience at the EPL, because he's a Man City product, academy product that went over to Dortmund and all. And so maybe they are just using Garnacho signing as an insurance policy in case the Jamie Gittins signing doesn't work. Because aside that, I don't see why they will go spend money to go get Garnacho, because what Garnacho brings to the table, they have players who do same. And it's not as if Chelsea are lacking numbers. they have numbers in those areas, and so for me that's one of the weird signings that we had in this main transfer window that recently shut.
Come now, before I come to coach, the people want to know all your thoughts on Garnacho, the Garnacho acquisition for Chelsea. You feel it's an issue of squad depth? Because I think squad depth was not an issue for Chelsea, coming into this season. But it looks Chelsea went out there and brought in more players, allowed some few to go though, and it still looked like, is it a Pep Guardiola approach, signing players who look like for like or something like that?
For I disagree with you.
Okay.
So the reason why I disagree with him is because so for Garnacho like this, Chelsea bought him to be a left winger to just help because there's just James Gittins playing at that side, and he's here to really adapt to the English Premier League. We saw him in the first game against Crystal Palace, and we saw how he struggled a bit. When he even came on against Fulham, he also struggled a bit. But for Garnacho has been in the league for long. Let's take his discipline and attitude things aside, but he's a very good player that I just feel like he's going to improve the left-hand side of attack for Chelsea. He's really going to put in a lot of pressure for James Gittins to do his best, because I just feel like Garnacho might just give you the numbers that you need. He might not give you the maybe the 15 goals, the 10 goals or something, but he's going to put in some good performances for you to see. So Garnacho is that player that maybe he might miss a lot of chances, all right, but he's going to give you the assist or goals that you want. I just feel like Chelsea buying Garnacho was the right way for them, because as at that time they saw that they didn't have anyone they could buy, and Garnacho came in. The price was £40 million, so they felt like, oh, this price is a price that we can.
40 million
Was initially
plus
15
plus
yeah.
30
plus 10 million and 10% sell-on
sell-on clause.
Yes, so it just felt like that alone would just help them. So I just feel like the Garnacho move to Chelsea is not a bad one.
Great. I know the Kotoko scoreline is worrying you there, but on a different day we'll talk about
What is happening to them?
0-0.
I'm not serious.
Coach, I mean, the Garnacho bit. What's your take on it?
He's a good player. For his age, he's a good player. But he needs more to be able to grow. One thing that the Chelsea faithful have to understand, that he's got very serious attitude.
Yeah.
And for that matter, bad attitude. Very bad attitude. He's not the type of player who is going to take things lightly if things don't go his way.
True.
And you wonder, for his age and the sort of arrogance he displays, having the nerves to question the tactical decision of his coaches. You ask yourself, if I'm a coach, this is not the sort of player I want in my dressing room. At all. I don't want such player in my dressing room. That aside, if the boy, because look, you don't leave Manchester United at this age because of attitude. United did everything to get it to be a success, but his attitude would not allow him to settle down. That Chelsea team is made up of fighters, competitors. The position is not home and dry. It's something he has to work for. He has to prove that he deserves the chance. To put that position under your belt as yours, it needs to come with consistent performances at Chelsea. Look at what Man United have done. They've gotten rid of Rashford, Sancho,
Onana,
Anthony. No, just keep it to these three.
Okay.
And even Rasmus, and they've gone for Mbuemo, Cunha, and Sesko. An upgrade on them, on that form and of that front line.
True.
In 3 games, the data shows that indeed it is an upgrade on them. So if you look at the Chelsea front line, there's Pedro, there's Neto, there is how do you call it? There's Palmer. Those guys there. they will be the first name on the team sheet. I think he's got a role on the left. Chelsea, shockingly, have got issues with their left wing.
Yeah.
So that was why I believe they did everything tactically possible to get him on board. Because he also prefers playing on the left.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to play as a right winger. He wants to play on the left. But when he's given the chance, he's in the direct competition with the boy they bought from Dortmund. He's experienced this league. He understands. He knows the league. So it is up to him to wrap up the opportunity to compel Maresca not to drop him. But like I'm saying, the performances will have to be consistent. You cannot play well today, go unnoticed in the next 3 games, come and flash and repeat a very good performance 2 games, and no, those things will have to stop. If he can control his attitude in the Chelsea setup, I expect him to be a very good signing for them. That is my honest opinion about it.
I agree. The Chelsea game is at 7 p.m. later tonight. Let's get some messages in on 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Nuti Fafa from Aflao says, signing Garnacho is a redundant signing, says a Manchester United fan who once praised this lad. Hey, life. Garnacho over Gittins any day. Let's stop this hypocrisy. Oh, this is your thoughts as well. Nuti Fafa. I don't think I agree with whatever Coach Nimni said. Garnacho is having attitudinal issues. A guy who is not out of Manchester United already, wearing another club which plays in the Premier League's jersey. That's disrespect. I know he was brought in from Atletico Madrid to United's youth system. He had to grow and gain a call up into the main team. Look, all these things are there. But, you know, what shows he cannot repeat this same attitude if he doesn't go well at Chelsea?
Is it when he plays a good game, he'll go to the bar and go and booze.
Yeah.
Now, after boozing, then the attitude will start. Because he drinks. At his age, he drinks alcohol.
Now, he's moving with Sancho and the like.
Yes.
And it's just I feel Barcelona should look at Mbappe. What's the name of the guy?
Lamine
Yamal very well.
Okay.
These are his friends. And when you see them at parties, you think they are some pop stars. I tell you. Their appearance alone, these guys, they are rappers. You don't even make them up. Because the way they've... It's fine. So people will not think that, you know, it's an agenda or some sort.
I mean,
some sort.
Nobody
But this lad, the coach of Chelsea, he needs to tame him first off. And make him understand that for this club, it's about competition. Like you rightly indicated. They are fighters. And if you want to go in and stay, you have to be a fighter. Hello, guys. Now that Isak has signed, what happens to Ekitike? Will he start from the bench or he will displace Gakpo?
And his Slot will answer that. We are waiting to see what Mr. Slot will do.
Okay. All right, great. 05.
So West Ham has come with this goalkeeper again.
Yeah, I want us to get into the West Ham discussion now. 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996 on our WhatsApp console. We are live on TV, so you can decide to switch your set on and watch the game live on watch the studio discussion on your TV, on channel 1 TV. We're on YouTube as well, City Sports GHA or City Sports Ghana, and on X we are also live there on City Sports GHA. West Ham have this lineup. Herenson in post as the goalkeeper. Walker Peters in defense with Mavropanos, Kilman and Diop. In midfield they play Ward-Prowse and Souček. In a 4-2-3-1 formation, they have Matheus Fernandes, Lucas Paqueta, and Somerville. Then Bowen up front. For Spurs, they have Vicario in post, Porro, one of the players I admire, Romero and Van de Ven, and Spence in defense. Spence seemed to be unsettling. What's the name of that job there? Udogi. Admire him too. Beckval, Paulinha, and Sa in middle. Kudus, Tel, Simmons in front of our attack for Thomas Frank's Tottenham Hotspur. This game looks like That rivalry that seemed to build or to be building up since the transfer of Kudus to Tottenham. Do you think Kudus will make it in this game in particular?
It's up to him. I think when you go to your former team like he's done now, the game has just started.
Yeah.
They know you, they've trained with you for 2 years, they know what you are capable of doing. It's about catching them unaware. Do the things they least expect you to do.
Okay.
Receive it, let go of it, receive it, let go of it, receive. So as at when they don't expect you to do what they know you can do to them, then you unleash. And normally it is sweeter in that way. But if they know you that you pick up the ball you want to and you start doing that, it makes their work even easier. They can easily, because surely they've got a game plan for him.
Yeah.
Because they know how good he is and how good he can be.
He's given 2 assists already this season for Spurs. More
Yes.
Kudus.
So like I'm saying, they know how good a player he is.
Inter Milan.
Milan has equalized.
Your player.
Çalhanoğlu.
Çalhanoğlu.
Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
Çalhanoğlu.
Chaha.
Çalhanoğlu. Is it the ha is silent? Çalhanoğlu.
But you were the one who you were not mentioning it right. And
I think it's Çalhanoğlu.
okay, fine. Fine.
So I know he's a very good player.
I've
I've really liked him.
followed him for a minute. Okay. Because you are discussing the
Yeah, so like I was saying, on the part of Mohamed Kudus, they know you. They know what you are capable of doing. You've trained with them. You were once their player. Oh, this is sweet. I think technically he's got that.
Çalhanoğlu's goal.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he's one of the
Very good.
best strikers of the ball.
Technically.
One of the absolute best. His technique when striking the ball is just on a super high level.
Yeah. So like I was saying, don't do what they think you will do or what they expect you to do. Get it, release it, get it, release it, and then when they least expect, then you go and punish.
Well, he was there at it again on the ball, and the ball was just kicked off his feet. Yeah. What's your take on this game? West Ham, they called the Ghanaian a snake the last time, and it didn't go well for them, themselves in that game. But then bounced back in the subsequent games. Now they play Spurs, and there's this controversy around, you went to Spurs for money and all of that. How would that play in this game?
I think it's unfair for the fans to go at Kudus because at the end of the day, I believe their vice president or vice chairman one of their top board members has stated that yes, they needed to balance their books with the whole PSR issues biting hard at them, and so getting £55 million for Kudus. Yeah, it was a good deal that they simply could not turn down. And then she jabbed Kudus that he didn't necessarily have a great season in the last campaign. So letting him go wouldn't be too much of, more or less, that's what she was indicated, wouldn't be too much of an issue. In terms of
the entire West Ham team were
in terms of hurting the team's chances of being able to excel. But with Kudus, look, I think Tottenham Hotspur in this game, I'm surprised they haven't started Kolomwani because Richarlison isn't starting. Dominic Solanke has an injury. And so once those guys aren't available, but you brought in Kolomwani on loan from PSG, why aren't you starting him in this game? And you're rather going in for a lineup that doesn't have a striker in there. More or less, you're going with a strikerless system. You're playing with false nine and all. And Matthias still, he hasn't even excelled as a winger or as a wing forward. And you are thrusting him into a nine position, playing him centrally in that front three, where you know that there isn't much space. It's very likely to be congested because of how West Ham tend to defend. They tend to defend very, very deep, and their defending isn't really stretched out much as in the way they stretch themselves across the field. They like to be very tight, and that's how come they end up conceding spaces in the wing areas. So a team that is confident enough in its ability to swing in good crosses can really hurt them. Once the crosses go into the box and they have people in those boxes who are aggressive enough to attack those crosses, it gives them problems. And so, yeah, I'm struggling to find why Thomas Frank opted for that option, and knowing very well that you are starting Xavi Simons, who is a new signing in that front three, and he's shown in past games, in previous seasons, that when teams get physical with him, he tends to struggle. Yeah. We saw that with the Netherlands at the last Euros, where in games where the opposing teams were quite physical with him, he had some issues, he had some problems. And so why wouldn't you go in there with a physical presence, knowing very well that the options that you picked for this game aren't necessarily options that check the box when it comes to physicality? Yeah, Kudus, he's quite strong. He has a good strength to his game. But you look at Matthias Tel, look at Xavi Simons, yeah, that's a bit questionable. And so I'm trying to understand the whole rationale behind Thomas Frank's selection, especially when you have Kolomwani sitting on the bench. Because
maybe he wants to use him as a wild card.
Yeah, but you use Matthias Tel as a wild card from an attacking standpoint. If you are going to play him through the middle, use him as the wild card, but go with the orthodox method first. If it doesn't work out, then you throw in the wild card. So for me, if they didn't have Kolomwani on the bench and they played with this front line, absolutely no questions, because at the end of the day you are handicapped. But in a situation where, because Solanke is not around, Richarlison is also not around, but in a situation where you have those injuries, but you have Kolomwani on the bench, why aren't you going in for him? So that's the only bit that surprised me a little bit with the starters for both teams. But aside that, everything is fine. And like Thomas Frank said before the game, Kudus should just ignore the hostility, all the noises from the fans, and he just focus on the game. Once he focus on the game, he will be fine and be able to see the game through.
It's 7 minutes in that game. It's 8 minutes, I must admit. West Ham 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Inter in Italian Serie A playing 1-1 to Juventus, the home grounds of Juve, as well. So games currently happening. I would have to open the lines for us to have a thoughts of those who doing the listening as well. And we'll be activating the line soon for you to come in. But I want to run us through a bit of the score lines now, and we can allow you an opportunity to also share your thoughts on the line. So Bayern have started their game against Hamburger. It's Bayern 1, Hamburger 0. And there's something happening in the Juve game, right? We have to wait and see. It seems there's a goal in the Juve game, or is it? Or we are keeping tabs on that, so we'll bring you up to speed in relation to that. Well, in that Madrid game, it ended 2-1 in favor of Madrid. Atletico Club started their game in Italian Serie A against Deportivo Alaves. 0-0, 8 minutes played in that game. So those are the games currently ongoing across Europe. The Chelsea game is later at 7 p.m. You can join us now with your calls on 0549 986 996. Juve scores. It's Juve 2, Inter 1. 37 minutes played. Juve scores. And Bayern also scores against Hamburger. It's Bayern 2, Hamburger SV 0. Juve in the Italian Serie A also 2, Inter 1. 37 minutes into the game as well. 0549 986 996, 0539 986 996. You can call now and let us know what you think. Whether you want to do predictions ahead of a Chelsea game, whether you want to talk about the Garnacho situation. There's a lot we've discussed here on radio. We've done a bit of boxing, a bit of athletics. We've discussed the games at length. And come in with your thoughts in relation to what it is you want to talk about. 0549 986 996 and 0539 986 996. You call now, let us know what you think in relation to the game. So the lines will be checked and your calls will come through. Yeah. So sorry about that. Your calls will be answered shortly.
From Kenan Yildiz to get Juventus.
I love that guy.
To get Juventus on top, and it's a great.
I mean, it was shocking.
Because Jan Sommer wasn't
picked
set.
up the ball, he wasn't set, but there was nobody also closing him down.
Jan Sommer wasn't set. The Italian Inter Milan goalkeeper, he wasn't set, and so although he had a hand to the ball, but because he wasn't properly set, he couldn't apply enough power behind it to push the ball away.
Let's talk to guys out there. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where are you talking to us from?
Yeah, I'm talking from Medina.
Nana, let's hear you out.
Coach Nimilo Nisu Bayern crowd.
Oh, why are they?
Meddling people like nobody's business.
No. What do you say? Okay.
Don't freeze, say. Don't freeze, say. My street
Some kind of freezy.
Maybe like you, my street say what's me pack at once. Coach Nimilo. Hey, anyway, about the Semenyo issue, I think he is coach and he has connections. I don't know if he can get somebody to talk to the gentleman. Look, he's a fine player, okay, he can score, he has power and everything. But I think he needs a little bit of coaching in how he just blasts the ball anyhow. Okay, if he should just raise his head and sometimes in certain in certain circumstances and just take his time and sometimes raise his voice, he will just increase his goal rate and it's assist. Because sometimes the way he blasts the balls anyhow, it's just like Coach says, maybe at West Ham they create many chances and because of that it doesn't matter whether he wastes 3 chances and score 1, they don't really see it. It doesn't matter because but I think some of these little things when he's coached and he gets it right, it will help him in his career. His goals will increase like crazy and his assists will increase like crazy. And they'll get to sell him for some good money and you also make good money with that. So Charlie, that's the little that I have to say. And about the Grealish thing, so is that if what coach says anything to go by, is that suggest that he wasn't a bad player and he just happened to find himself in a team where the manner in which he's supposed to play restricted how good he could be, and that he wasn't a flop at Man City about Grealish.
All right,
okay,
Coach. Thank you very much, Nana. Coach will get to answer that. 0549 986 996 and 0539 986 996. Hello, good afternoon. Your name, where are you talking to us from?
My name is Mustafa. I'm calling from Nungwa.
Mustafa from Nungwa. Let's hear what you have to say.
Hello?
Yeah, we are listening to you, Mustafa.
Yeah. My thought is on Ghana. I want to talk about Garnacho signing.
Please go ahead.
As for Garnacho, if he did not make serious at Chelsea, he will sit at the bench. Yes.
All right. Okay.
Because for a player like Garnacho to play at Chelsea, he's a very good player, but the attitude that he has will worry him at Chelsea.
Okay. All right, Mustafa. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So that's Mustafa. Who called from Nungwa. 0549 986 996. 0539 986 996. Hello. Good afternoon. Your name? Where are you talking to us from?
I am Kata from Kaswa.
Yeah. What?
Kata.
Kata.
Yeah, from Kaswa.
All right, Kata. Let's hear you out.
Please, about this West Ham and their behavior towards Kudus. Football is street. So Kudus is from the street. I think you'll be able to manage them very well. And you will make sure you give them a good game. He's a player who understands challenge and he wants to face it.
So I believe he will have a good game. Also, I want us to look at how important Nicolas Jackson will be for Bayern Munich. I don't see him starting in the 40 games predicted for him, but I believe that he's going to be a very good inclusion. I think he's going to learn, he's going to have that winning potential. He's going to learn under strikers like Harry Kane. Lastly, on Real Madrid, I think Alonso will be having problems with when William should return. If William should return, anybody he sacrifices in the midfield will be a big problem for him himself. They are playing well, the rhythm is fine. He should just find a new way of introducing William than taking anybody.
He's at the bench, and I know Garnacho will be starting for Chelsea, and Chelsea will win today. Chelsea will win 3-0 against Brentford today.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. 0539986996, 0549986996. Hello, good evening. Where are you talking to us from?
Hello.
So move away from your radio. After listening to the guy, put the radio off so that we can also listen to you.
Thank you very much for sharing that.
Are you still there? He's going to put off the radio. Put off the radio. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, but I'm saying that your radio, Dumu radio, no, put it off.
My radio is not on.
Your TV said yes. That we are having a feedback from. Well, I'm listening to myself.
Okay.
Yes. So let's hear you out.
I'm done with it.
Yes. So now we can hear you. Talk to us. Which football fan are you?
Is it okay?
It's fine.
Is it okay now?
Yes, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
The line.
All right, then we'll be forced to get you out. Because you are listening to you are watching yourself on TV or something. 0539986996 or 0549986996. You call now, we pick you on the line. When you call, please move away from your set you are listening to us or watching us on. Hello, your name, where are you talking to us from?
My name is Charles, calling from West Legon.
Oh, Charles from West Legon. Talk to us.
I want to know from Coach Jim, they should change the technical director to handle the Black Stars at the World Cup, and Otoado should be retained as midfield coordinator.
Otoado should be moved to midfield coordinator, you say?
Yes, he should not be removed. He should be with the team as a midfield coordinator, and the technical director can handle the Black Stars at the World Cup. What do you think about that? I'm asking Coach Jim.
You're asking Coach Jim. He will answer.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. 0539986996. There's a goal in the West Ham United Spurs game, but it's had a bit of controversy. So the referee, when he's done clarifying that, will let you know what it is in that game. Hello, good evening. Your name, where are you talking to us from? All right, 0549986996. Hello, good evening. Where are you talking to us from?
Hello, my name is Victor.
All right, Victor, talk to us.
Yeah, I'm calling you from Adenta. My pick is on the way the Black Stars coach uses Antoine Semenyo. It's so pathetic. It makes me remember Kosia Pia in 2014 using Kojo Asamoah as left back. You know, Kojo Asamoah by then was a most creative player, but because he was being used as a wing back in Juventus, I don't know, we had to use him as left back. I think that's the same way it's happening to Antoine Semenyo, playing players out of position. It will hurt us very bad. That's my pick.
Thank you very much, Victor. 0549986996, 0539986996. Hello, good evening. Your name, where are you talking to us from? Hello, your name and where are you talking to us from? All right, I'll come back again. 0549986996, 0539986996. Hello, good evening. Where are you talking to us from?
Mitoma Yoga.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Palakemo coach Akeshola. She Chelsea, a hit of Chelsea was small. We were going to Chelsea for hit of Mayu, because my friend was supposed to see, was seeing you don't want to acknowledge what Chelsea is doing. There is like, you don't love Chelsea. And you said that your wife is also a Chelsea fan. Fine, I agree. So you have to agree with everything that your woman was saying. I mean, your wife. Because I don't know whether if my United is doing something, your wife could not say anything bad against it. Although everything struggles. Now United is struggling. And one day I really wanted to see coach and his wife at the studio on Friday so that we may settle all these cases around. Thank you.
Thank you very
I
much.
sat here today. I've not criticized Chelsea.
I think
I have.
I think you've not.
I spoke about Ghana. I'm sure these are perception from previous. The fact is, he doesn't like Man United. It's not about liking or loving Chelsea. The fact of the matter is, Chelsea is a good team, but I don't support Chelsea.
That's it.
I'm not happy to see Chelsea win things.
Yeah.
Just as he will not be happy to see Man United win things. The ones they win it, I mean, they've won it. You have to congratulate them.
That's fair. Let's get another person on the line. Hello, your name and where you're talking to us from?
Abe, this
Yes.
is Greg. I'm calling from Takrady.
This is who?
Gregory. I'm Takrady.
Okay, Greg.
Hello, Abe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Greg. Let's talk.
Yeah, Abe, what would you man? My minister coach now, all your funding. But look, Abe, I am coming after Yawa Jamie Kennedy. Today he has approbated and reprobated at the same time. Why? You can't do this. At the beginning of the show, he said that Arsenal have done a very good business by buying Noni Madueke to deputize Saka. And that if Saka is not around, this time Arsenal will not have a lot of problems simply because they have Noni there to deputize for Mr. Saka. When it got to Garnacho, because of his dislike and hate for Team Chelsea, this time he said all the statements he made about Garnacho was negative. It was not that the gentleman was not a good player. He didn't say that. But I was asking why Chelsea bought Garnacho. Again, asking on the right side of the Chelsea attack, how many players are there? We have only Jamie Gittins. And so if Garnacho should come there, he's going to, open up competition for the gentleman to also up his game. Remember on the left-hand side, you have Neto and William Esbao there. And so I find the position of Jamie today very troubling. As usual for coach today, he's been very fantastic and, very fair to issues today. And, I want to pat at his back for, not being mischievous and diabolic today. But let me say that the show has been very interesting. I've listened to you. I was in Elmina. I've listened to it. I'm now in Takrady, and then you guys are doing a very good job. Thank you very much.
Greg, Charlie, that's it.
Here's the thing. I didn't have a problem with Madueke being the backup for Bukayo Saka. I had a problem with the amount of money they shelled out to get him. And on this matter,
50 million.
Yeah, 52 million, 52, And on this matter of Garnacho, what I said was his game style, his playing style. It is not different from what the other Chelsea wingers have. Madueke and Bukayo Saka, are they the same?
No.
They are not the same. They don't have the same profile as players in terms of their playing style. They are not the same. And so if you have Madueke backing up Bukayo Saka, there's no problem with it. But if you have Garnacho coming in and you are spending all that money on him to bring him to Chelsea, when you have the same style of wingers at Chelsea, then what's the point? You need to bring in players to improve depth, but they are coming in with an X factor or something different.
Let's get back.
That's what I mean.
Thank you very much, Yao, for clarifying that. Hello, good evening. Your name and where you're talking to us from. Sorry for keeping you on the line for a minute.
Thank you. I'm Eric calling from Lashibi.
Eric from Lashibi. Let's hear you out.
Yeah, I would like to talk about the best club in the world, Arsenal Football Club.
Oh, okay.
So today we played a very good game, and also I would like to talk about Zubimendi. So can you help me with this? Assuming we had some advantage, and Zubimendi. Was it possible for the two of them to have played together?
Maybe as double pivots. Yeah, to some extent, depending on what the coach is looking for.
Oh, okay. Because for what I saw today, I think he's going into this league, and if he is settled, he'll be able to do some of the things that Thomas Partey was doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I think your point is well made. All right. Bayern at 26 minutes are leading Hamburger by 3-0. So that's it from the German Bundesliga. Hello, good evening. Your name? Okay, right. 0549 986 996 0539 986 996. Good evening. Your name? Where are you talking to us from?
Hello.
Yes, your name and where are you talking to us from?
Okay, I want Coach to comment on yesterday's game about the House of Folk and Hoho United. There is no creativity. There's crossing all over the places. I said, one man down in the 30 minutes, the last 30 minutes, and you cannot get anything. So I want Coach to say something about the game yesterday. What's the problem of the team? Because in the preseason they did well, but now that they are starting the league, then this is our first game, House of Folk first game. In the last 6 or 7 years, House of Folk have not won any open first game of the season. And we thought that this could be a breakthrough, but it didn't go according to them. And luckily yesterday, as I said, 10 man down in the last 30 minutes and couldn't do anything. It's all about crossing. And the whole goalkeeper did not make any good short saves that will okay, the things it will get better. Please, I want to tell you something about it.
Thank you very much. I think you've explained all in your analysis already. I mean, yesterday I was at a stadium, and whatever you said is what happened. Well, Coach will be on scorecard tomorrow. He would analyze that for you. Let's get another person on the line. Probably this will be the last caller. Hello, good evening. Your name? Where are you talking to us from?
Good evening. This is Glover from OEB.
All right, Glover. Let's hear you out.
This goes to Coach. When he's giving the Black Star job, he shouldn't go and do the players Cabadon. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Do you know what he said?
I don't know. What was the meaning of that?
Yeah, I mean, this is somebody who knows me very well.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when you see me coaching, there are certain standards I don't compromise on.
Okay.
So when you come to my team and you don't meet the basics, the usual terminology is that when you leave here, don't step here again, or Cabadon.
Okay.
Actually going to do Cabadon. Because he knows me that you cannot be bim bam boom, come on, get out. Quick. Yeah. You cannot do that. Quick. I will just push you off and that's it. Okay. This is somebody who knows me very well.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure, my brother.
Always.
Abeku, just a quick shout out, a big shout out to Francis Yosen. Francis Yosen of Apam Senior High School, and Ato Henry Evans Yosen, who's also at Apam Senior High School. Yeah, big shouts to you guys.
More or less, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Come now, last words. Shout out to whatever.
Oh, to Asante Kotoko. Yeah, they are leading 1-0 against Broken Chelsea.
That's why.
Come now. I'm the Kotoko Kuno.
No, Kotoko ain't
how to share Kotoko? You may kiss the cap now. Whoa.
How then not show on put up a
They don't put up a Kotoko. Yeah.
Coach Christopher Nimley there. Thanks to Daniels as well, helping us with a lot of technical assistance here in the studio, and to our main man as well, Edwin Kofi, all the graphics and stuff you see on the stream, on your TV, on X, on YouTube. He's the one behind it. Thank you very much, Edwin Kofi, a solid guy he is. And thank you for doing the listening as well. You stayed with us from 3 up until 5 p.m. I am Bernard Abeko. Thank you for listening.